and that didn't have enough mustard on it, nor was it accurate. Penix today is 12 for 26 for 177 yards, and now this is enormous.
A golden opportunity right here. 3rd and 9.
Atlanta still goose egg today on 3rd down, 0 for 7. They were 1 for 10 last week on 3rd down against the Patriots.
And the Colts, like the first possession of the game on the sack fumble, Matt, they got 8 guys up at the line of scrimmage right now. Let's see if they can confuse Penix.
Penix backs the pass. Here comes the rush by the Colts. He floats it downfield.
Yes, sir.
Incomplete. No flag. There's a late flag in the secondary. Hold on just a second as Penix had to kind of throw it blindly over the head of Darnell Mooney.
Contact, defense number 29. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Oh, that is an absolute kick in the shorts. Mekhi Blackman gives the Falcons an automatic first down when it looked like the Colts defense got a 3 and out.
They brought the rush right there, Matt. I don't know about that. Mooney just put his shoulder and lowered his shoulder right into Blackman there.
Oh.
And they called it on 29.
I got to do it again, the Colts do. 1st and 10 for Atlanta. Move the ball up to the 36-yard line following the penalty. Out of the gun goes Penix in motion as David Sills down to the right side. Outside zone left. This is Algier. And he is tackled behind the line. Zaire Franklin with a huge tackle for loss. One of the rare moments today the Colts defense has tackled Algier behind the line.
Yeah, and that was just a great job by Franklin right there. He timed up that blitz perfect on the snap, Matt. Quiddy Pay did a good job of pressing the edge. And again, advantageous Colts, 2nd and 12 for the boys in blue.
That's the 3rd tackle for loss today for the Colts. Zaire Franklin got it. Now it is 2nd down and 12 at the 34-yard line.
And again, Colts 8 men at the line of scrimmage, Matt, showing blitz.
Falcons in their own territory, game tied at 25 in overtime. Shotgun snap for Penix. Plants, throws to the right flat, and is caught, but I think out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Mooney caught it, but he did not have enough room to get 2 feet in. Then coverage over there on the sideline was Kenny Moore the second, and here we go again. Deja vu in Berlin. 3rd down and 12 at the 34-yard line. The clock is stopped with 8:19 in OT.
You got to get off the field here. 3rd and 12. They've gone to Mooney the last couple of possessions. Sauce Gardner one-on-one with London. Don't be surprised for him to throw it number 5's way.
2 receivers right, 1 goes left. Penix backs the pass. Here comes a late rush by the Colts, and Penix goes down.
Sack!
It will be a sack. Back to the 21-yard line. Zaire Franklin with an OT special. The linebacker got home, and it's now 4th down and 25 for the Falcons.
And that sack is huge, Matt. It's 4th and 25 now. They're punting from their own 20-yard line. The Colts are going to get great field position here, and now with the huge defensive stop, a field goal wins it for the Blue.
It's a loss of 12 yards. And Michael Penix sacked by the Colts. Zaire Franklin and Bradley Pinion on to punt again. 3rd sack of the day by the Colts. Game tied at 25. Pinion sends it away. High end-over-end kick.
Not a good punt.
And coming forward is Josh Downs, and he's going to play it with a full head of steam and go out of bounds in front of the Colts sideline across the 40 up to around the 43-yard line to be pushed out of bounds on that right sideline. So indeed, the Colts do have excellent starting field position near midfield with plenty of time. 2 timeouts, 7:29 to go, and a field goal wins it for the Colts.
And I tell you what, that was not a good punt. It was a knuckleballer. Downs did a great job tracking all the way across the field, not letting that bounce.
Right.
Preserve some extra yards. So we're sitting here, 1st and 10 at the 43. You're about 25 yards or so, Matt, from being in field goal range to win this ball game.
1st and 10 Colts on their own 43 in overtime. Game tied at 25, 7:29 to go. Colts on the move left to right. Daniel Jones quick pitches it to Jonathan Taylor. He's at the numbers left, outside the numbers now, looking to turn the corner, and he's rammed out of bounds around the 45-yard line by a host of Falcons. They're going to spot Taylor short of the 45 to the 44, so gain of only a yard. Again, this is the 3rd time for Jonathan Taylor in his career where he's over 200 yards rushing. He's got 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, a long of 83. This is the 3rd highest rushing total of his career. Second down and 9 for the Colts on their own 44, with Daniel Jones dipping under center, ball in the left hash. Taylor stays in as the back behind him. 5-step drop for Jones. Plants. And he's going to air one to the right side. Warren, shoulder catch made. Tyler Warren. He does it again. Terrific grab by Warren as he caught it over his shoulders down to the Atlanta 34-yard line. First down, Colts.
That was a great job. Jones was looking his way the whole time. He just had to let it clear. Good job protection up front. Great catch by Warren. He had that huge one on fourth down, Matt, to keep the Colts alive. And now you're 1st and 10 on the 30. It's about a 50-yard field goal right now. But the Colts got a fresh set of downs to get some more yards and make this easier for Badgley.
And now 1st and 10 Colts at the 33. Inside give, Jonathan Taylor makes a man miss in the backfield, cuts to his left, and slices inside the 30 to the Atlanta 26-yard line for a gain of 7.
Matt, I can't tell you how good a run that was. They had a safety blitz timed up perfectly. He had Taylor dead in his tracks for about a 3-yard loss, but a little stutter step back there in the backfield. Then he powers ahead to get 7 more.
Yes, sir.
And now this field goal is becoming much more manageable as each down passes.
Tyler Warren today, by the way, 8 catches for a season-high, career-high 99 yards and a long of 24. Second down and 3 for the Colts at the 26. They're in field goal range now. Straight give to Jonathan Taylor. Makes a man miss, starts right, cuts left, and is going to be chopped down by the Falcons at the 25-yard line. Gain of a yard. Now it's going to bring up 3rd and 2. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go in overtime. Game tied at 25. And the Colts now, what you can't do is turn the football over. It's 3rd and 2 at the 25-yard line.
Yep. It's about a 43-yard field goal from right here. Expect them to keep it on the ground, try to pick up the first, but you are clearly in Badgley's range right here for a walk-off field goal.
3rd and short for the Colts at the plus 25-yard line. Jones out of the gun. Tyler Warren in short motion. Inside give to Jonathan Taylor. First down. Busts one inside the 20 at the 15. He'll be up and down to the 14-yard line. 11 yards there for Jonathan Taylor, and the Colts can continue to work more time off of the game clock. Or do you, Joe?
Well,
you just kick it right here.
Now, yeah. You're looking at a chip shot field goal. The ball, 32-yard field goal right now. The Colts are huddling up. They're going to run another play. To me now, a lot of it is, do you keep pounding Taylor up the middle or do you bring Badgley in to kick it?
Right.
But more so, which hash does he want the ball on? Does he want on the right or left hash or ball in the middle? Maybe you center it there and you bring out the field goal team.
Well, the ball's between the hashes now. They're going to hand off to Jonathan Taylor. Cuts up between those hash marks. Starts to his right. He's inside the 10, taking tacklers down to around the 7-yard line. Actually, they're going to mark it down to the 8, but nevertheless, a gain of 6 on first down for Jonathan Taylor, who continues to pad his stats as we approach 4 minutes to go in overtime. Game tied at 24, and the Colts are inside the 10-yard line. They get a first down to the 4-yard line without scoring a touchdown.
And at this point, you just keep pounding with Taylor up the middle. Atlanta, everything they can do, trying to claw that ball out. 2 hands on the football wherever you go.
You got to just hang on to the ball. Perfect ball security, as they say. Ball between the hash marks. High formation. Counter give to Taylor. Cuts at the 5. He's going to score. Touchdown! Walk-off! The Colts in Berlin with the walk-off touchdown by Jonathan Taylor with his 3rd rushing touchdown today. And in overtime, the Colts send everybody in Berlin home happy. Final score, Colts 31, Falcons 25.
What a drive. I think Atlanta kept thinking we were going to bring in the field goal team.
Right.
We just kept pounding it with Taylor. And on that last play, he hesitated at the line of scrimmage, let the hole open up, and followed Warren into the end zone for the walk-off touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor with 3 rushing touchdowns today. It's the 5th time this season he has 3 scrimmage touchdowns in a contest. And the 3rd one is the game winner in overtime. Colts win 31-25 as the Colts got the ball second in overtime, and they go 7 plays, 57 yards, 3:58 of time of possession, and it's Jonathan Taylor with an 8-yard run to pay dirt, and the Colts are 8-2.
Wow. 75,000 strong in Olympic Stadium, and they saw a heck of a football game, Matt Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor today finishes up 244 yards on the ground on 32 carries. A healthy average of 7.6 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns, and a long of 83. And Lara Overton is down the field with Zaire Franklin.
See, is there a more fitting way to end this game with a Jonathan Taylor walk-off touchdown?
Nah, no way, man. Listen, we know who JT is in this league, man. He the MVP of the league for a reason. Man, he showed it on the national stage today. The coach is a real deal. Everybody better respect it.
And 2 clutch defensive stands late in this game to force overtime and then stop that Atlanta offense after the penalty on Mekhi Blackman. I saw you rally your defense to what would eventually lead to a huge sack by yourself. What was your message to your defense to close this one out?
Hey, man, let's execute. We know that challenge we was up against, complimentary ball. Defense get to stop, offense score points. We had each other back when we needed it the most, and that's the type of teams that win late in the year.
Historic venue, a historic game, the first NFL game ever played in Berlin. Describe for me this moment for your team that sends you into the bye as one of the teams to be contended with going into the latter half of the season.
Listen, everybody got an opinion about who we are, about who we play. We don't care nothing about that. We keep our head down. We be the best versions of ourselves every single day. And guess what?
What makes Baltimore's hybrid Kyle Hamilton such a well-respected player?
Yeah, I think he just does everything well. There's really no weakness in his game. He can cover. He can cover inside. He can play the safety position in their base defense and cover a lot of ground in the deep part of the field. He can match tight ends and receivers in the pass game. And then what they've really done ever since the trade for Gilman to bring in another veteran safety is it's freed him up to be a little bit more and almost like that Josh Metellus role for us, that big nickel, be a part of the run fits, be a little closer to the line of scrimmage and be a little closer to the football. So then he can activate more playmaking skills. And we got to know where 14 is all day long. I told our team that all week long. We got to know where he is. We got to account for him in the runs. We got to account for him in protections when he wants to pressure. And ultimately, it's going to be a big part of, if we're able to win this game today, probably knowing where Kyle Hamilton is going to be a big part of it.
Kevin, when you have Andrew Van Ginkel, Blake Cashman, and Jonathan Grenard with Javon Hargrave, like when you have those, Hargrave has 3 sacks when he's been able to play with those 3 guys. Like, how do those 3 guys help him?
Well, I think it's just, there's only so many things you can do with protection where do you want to send the slide to Jonathan Grenard? Then you're probably going to leave, depending on where Hargrave is, you might leave him singled up on a guard. You want to send it to him, then more than likely then either Van Ginkel or Jonathan Grenard have the ability to then have a one-on-one, a true one-on-one away from the slide against their tackle. So it's kind of a little bit of everything. And then to me, PA, it's Blake Cashman's ability to go forward. We've seen Eric Wilson, Ivan Pace, these guys as blitzers, the boom, as you like to call it. You see that quite a few times when these guys are getting one-on-one on running backs and protections. Can you keep them in from running routes and only give up the opportunities to 4 eligibles and also disrupt the pocket, get the quarterback off the spot? That's a big part of today, is getting Lamar Jackson off the spot. Might not be the guy that moves him off the spot that ultimately makes the play, but who's the next man there? Can we be disciplined to not allow those loose plays today that Lamar is maybe the best in the league at making?
And obviously there are layers to that, many layers to that. So, like, say you get him off his spot. Well, like, what are some key discipline points off that?
Yeah, I think it's what we're doing with the rush plan. Making sure contain where maybe it's going to move, right? It's not always going to be just a free run for this player or that player to give their best individual move. It might be about we're activating something to this side, so the other side needs to make sure that we're containing him and not letting him out, specifically to his right. He causes so many problems when he gets out to his right. We want to try to keep him in there. But at the same time, as we learned versus Jalen Hurts, it's not just about keeping him in there. It's being relentless in that pursuit and straining in your rush to make sure we get to him and ultimately not just keep him in the pocket, but get him off the spot that he wants to be at.
And lastly, not only with him, but their offense, it's always important to win early downs. today, how important is it for your defense to win these early downs?
Yeah, it's massive against these guys. You know, they're going to want to get Derrick Henry going, Justice Hill. They've got guys that can be really, really impactful with the ball, just in standard run-of-the-mill run plays, and then all of a sudden you add Lamar Jackson, the zone read, and his running, a part of his game that is such a weapon. We got to be really good. It's assignment football, but with physicality, because this team is going to want to come in here and be the more physical team today. We've got to meet that challenge on the line of scrimmage, really on both sides of the ball. PA is going to be critical for us to win this game today.
It's electric already at U.S. Bank Stadium. They're excited to watch you guys play off that Lions win. Thanks for the chat, and have fun.
Appreciate you, PA.
Kevin O'Connell, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm Paul Allen. The boom against the Ravens is around the corner on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Vikings tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So, get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Vikings.
Vikings fans, looking to upgrade your wardrobe? This local brand based in St. Paul will become your new go-to. Unreal is the premium athleisure brand that combines comfort, versatility, and style, crafting elevated apparel that will take you from the office to the gym or the airport to the golf course. Wherever you go, they've got you covered. Shop now at Unreal.com and experience the difference yourself. That's UNRL.com, the best athleisure wear in the game.
If you're in the market for a used vehicle, click on CarswapUSA.com.
We offer easy financing, complimentary oil change, and if you need it, we can deliver it.
Speaking of CarswapUSA.com,
you can browse hundreds of vehicles from your home.
If you're ready to buy a premium, hand-picked, late model, low mileage used vehicle, then check out your options at
CarswapUSA.com. We deliver.
Whether you're buying or selling, make CarSwap your first stop. CarSwap, a car for everyone.
This is Minnesota's sports station. FM 100.3, KFXN Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Fan. The sports leader.
Showtime, baby. Oh, you know what's going on. Let's go, Vikings. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Get it time.
Minnesota Vikings football is on the air. All across the Minnesota Vikings radio network. Vikings football is proudly presented by the following broadcast partners. Vizzy Hard Seltzer, your local Northland Ford dealers, Polaris, and by Mystic Lake Casino Hotel. Vikings football is also brought to you by the following. U.S. Bank, Jacob Leinenkugel's Brewing Company, 3M, and by Lumen.
Touchdown! Down the sidelines, knocked out of bounds. Vikings! Ball's loose at the goal line. Touchdown!
Today, it's purple versus purple. Now, let's go live to U.S. Bank Stadium to three guys people have been raving about, along with former Vikings Pete Bursich and Ben Lieber. Here with the call of today's game, the voice of the Vikings, Paul Allen.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to U.S. Bank Stadium. It is the 9th game of the season for the Minnesota Vikings and the Baltimore Ravens. Your Vikings head into it back at home for the first time after 3 weeks. Last time they were here, they took on the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Minnesota Vikings are off a thrilling victory over the division rival Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens missed 3 games, came back the last game against Miami, and the Ravens tore up one of the worst teams in the NFL. So this is a big one today in Minneapolis as we head into the second part of the 2025 NFL season. Football fans, meet Pays, a convenient new online checkout offered by bank and credit unions. Learn more at Pays.com. The next voice you will hear is that of Sean Hockley. He is the referee today. The Hockley staff calls the 4th most penalties of all crews in the NFL, including the most illegal contact, illegal use of hands, unnecessary roughness, and unsportsmanlike conduct. The captains have assembled
Welcome,
at center field.
Baltimore, you're the visitor. You'll call the toss. That's a tails and a heads.
Who gets the ball first?
Heads. What's your call, sir? Heads is the call. He's called heads.
Down with this thing.
It is a tails. Minnesota has won the toss. Minnesota has elected to defer. You'd like to kick the ball. You want to kick this way. Baltimore will receive on this end. Good luck, gentlemen.
And we've elected to go down to the sideline to Ben Lieber for our U.S. Bank player on whom to focus today. Hello, Nacho.
Well, hey there, PA. I heard you talk about Harrison Smith in the pregame as we talked about how impactful he is all the time, but he is playing in his 199th career game, and believe it or not, he's never faced off against Lamar Jackson. Back in 2021, when we played Baltimore in that overtime loss, that was the coming out party for Cam Bynum because Harrison Smith was injured. Now listen, hopefully Harrison can have a game like Cam, who finished with 12 tackles and 1 diving interception. But listen, after last week, he is going to be huge when it comes to disguising coverages, blitzing off the edge, and then at times covering their very talented tight end. So I expect Harrison Smith to have a huge impact on today's game.
Thanks, Ben. Baltimore's offense hits the field first, featuring quarterback Lamar Jackson making his 100th career start. He's a 2-time National Football League MVP, 14 touchdowns, 1 pick this year. Lamar completing 72.9% of his passes. That is a career best. These Ravens boast Jackson, who is the all-time leader for quarterbacks rushing in the history of the NFL. Derrick Henry leads all active players in rushing yards. DeAndre Hopkins leads all active players in receiving yards. Will Riker kicking to the west side of U.S. Bank Stadium as we're about set, and boom! It's the 3-5 Ravens against the 4-4 Vikings. Should be a humdinger. Welcome to the show. There's the kick to the 5-yard line. Justice Hill near side. 20, 25, 30. It'll be a return of 29 yards. Lamar Jackson, 8th year from Louisville, missed 3 in October. The team went 1-2. He's been sacked 17 times. He will contest a Minnesota Vikings defense off a wonderful, wonderful performance against the high-octane running game of the Detroit Lions. And the Minnesota Vikings defense, full strength save Theo Jackson, who is out. Lamar Jackson wears number 8. The Ravens have purple pants, white jerseys, and pronounced purple numbers. Vikings with their purple jerseys and white pants, and we're underway. As Jackson throws to the right, the analyst with an ooh, because it nearly was picked off, but now Sean Hockley rules. It is an incomplete pass. Pete, that was Jonathan Grenard going Andrew Van Ginkel on it.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And if you look at Grenard with all the tape and everything else around his hands, he gets his hands up. It goes right on, like in the triangle between the arms. And the weird part about it too, Paul, is that the referees didn't whistle it incomplete until after the Vikings recovered it. So I don't know why they waited so long.
2 running backs into the game for the Ravens. Keaton Mitchell to the right of Lamar Jackson. Now he goes in motion, and Derrick Henry, they fake a handoff to him, and Lamar keeps it. Lamar up the middle, tackled by Blake Cashman, gain of 3. Cashman off a 14-tackle effort against the Detroit Lions. And now the Baltimore Ravens have it 3rd and 7 from their own 34.
Fabian Moreau checking in with Jeff Okudah being out with the concussion. He played last week with the nickel at the nickel position. Byron Murphy usually plays there, but next man up, Fabian Moreau, the veteran, coming in and having to play some defense.
First possession of game number 9. Jackson out of the shotgun. Derrick Henry by his side. Tight end Mark Andrews stands up to the right of Lamar Jackson, opposite Andrew Van Ginkel. 3 receivers left. On 3rd and 7, Linderbaum snaps it to Jackson. Straight drop, throw over the middle. Caught Isaiah Likely, but he's short of the first down. Likely caught it at the 37, and he's a tall one. He reached out to the 39. That's only a gain of 6, and the Vikings defense puts Lamar Jackson on a 3-and-out to begin things.
Yeah, it's been 3 touchdowns 3 weeks in a row for the opponents on the opening drive, Paul, and so for the defense to come out and make a stop, that I think is huge. That's the one thing that was missing from last week's performance against the Lions. They come out here and they do it today.
Jordan Stout punts for the AFC North Ravens. Miles Price with his heels on the 10-yard line, set to return. There's a spiraling punt, bad punt. It goes to the left of Price. Great Ravens bounce. Price picks it up at the 9 near side. Now he'll circumnavigate to the right, turns it up, and he's taken down by rookie Malachi Starks. Malachi Starks on punt coverage, you say. It was a 52-yard punt and a 5-yard return. And the Vikings offense heads onto the field. But first, here's Ben.
Yeah, guys, I mean, a great start by our defense going 3-0. But, Pete, you talked about this in the pregame as well, as maybe not showing too much of what we're doing defensively, because the strategy for the Ravens is to get the call out, get up to the line of scrimmage as fast as possible with as much clock on the play clock so they can see what our defense is doing. I thought that particular time we moved and adjusted to our coverage a little too early. Now, it worked out for us, but we got to be careful how we disguise.
J.J. McCarthy making his 4th start, second at home. He's under center, 1st and 10 from the 14. Play action to Aaron Jones. He'll swing it right to Jones, but it's incomplete. Kyle Hamilton knocked it down at the line of scrimmage. 4th year from Notre Dame, 1st-round pick in 2022. Now, for J.J. McCarthy, he had that big 4th quarter against the Chicago Bears, came home to play Atlanta, and the Vikings didn't score a touchdown. And then McCarthy hurt his ankle, so he was out for a month and change. Now we go to Ford Field, super energetic, ballyhooed, hype situation, and the kid quarterback came through. Now he's back home against the Baltimore Ravens, and it's 2nd down. He works out of the shotgun. 2 receivers right, Jordan Addison to the left. Out of the shotgun, handoff, Aaron Jones left side, and he crosses the 15, hit at the 17, falls ahead to about the 18 for a gain of 3, so it'll be 3rd and 7 for the Vikings.
Now, one of the big changes for Baltimore's defense, Paul, is they made a lot of them in Week 6, bringing in Alohi Gilman, and what they're doing is they're keeping Kyle Hamilton in the box and blitzing him off the edge a lot. He did it at least 4 or 5 times against Miami. He does it in the first play of this game and bats down a ball.
McCarthy, empty backfield. He's out of the shotgun. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Hawkinson and Jones to the left. The Ravens show blitz from the left of McCarthy. Then they back off. Actually, it's a 3-man rush. And McCarthy fires right, caught Jefferson at the 22, runs out of bounds at the 23. It's a 10-yard hit and a 1st down for the Vikings. Pete, they only rushed 3 guys. 1 got through and hit JJ.
That's Kyle Hamilton just doing it's a 3-man stunt, just trying to get everyone to pass that thing off. But great job by J.J. McCarthy recognizing the coverage and putting that football out there before JJ was even in his break. That football was on its way, so that was great anticipation by McCarthy.
McCarthy, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1st down from under center, handoff Aaron Jones, some room up the middle. He's encountered at the 28 by Travis Jones, and he's taken down after a run of 2. That'll make it 2nd and 8. Travis Jones along with John Jenkins, Brent Urban, this Teddy Buchanan, their leading tackler, Kyle Hamilton. What a thick bunch.
Yeah, Roquan Smith also. He's very good in the box. Not the best coverage linebacker, but he's leading this team in tackles, Paul. He is all over the place.
It's 2nd and 8. Vikings' first offensive possession. Ravens win 3 and out. 11.5 minutes and counting to go in the first quarter. McCarthy's out of the shotgun. Naylor and Addison to the left, Jefferson to the right. McCarthy, straight drop, great pocket, throws right, caught. Aaron Jones right in front of the Ravens bench at the 33. That was a quick hitting gain of 3 yards. It'll make it 3rd and 5, and the receiver ran into the Ravens bench, nearly stopped by their head coach, John Harbaugh. 18th year coaching the Ravens. He's a Super Bowl winning head coach. And get this, he's 52-18 versus quarterbacks in their 1st or 2nd year. He already beat Caleb Williams this year. Minnesota 1 of 1 on 3rd down. 2 receivers right, 3 left, empty backfield. McCarthy wearing the 9, facing a 4-man rush. He's going to fade left to Jalen Naylor, caught at the 40, and a Raven blew a tackle. Stiff arm by Naylor at the 30. Bulldogs to the 20, Wags to the 10. 62-yard catch and run by the speedy Jalen Naylor.
What a huge play for J.J. McCarthy, Paul. He lines up in empty, sees man across the board, knowing he's going to get pressure up the middle, knows he's going to get Jalen Naylor without any help from the free safety, and delivered a beautiful fade down the sideline. And you know it's a great fade when Naylor, after catching it, has the ability to make a move and make a couple people miss. So just an explosive play. And for McCarthy, it's important because when defenses want to roll up and they want to blitz you, you got to make them pay. You got to burn them. the Ravens are going to think twice about blitzing J.J. McCarthy after that one.
Play stoppage. I think the Vikings are taking a timeout.
Yeah, they took a timeout.
So it's going to be 1st and goal for Minnesota from the 4-yard line. The Vikings have scored points 27 consecutive trips inside the 20. Inside the red zone, they found their way to points 27 consecutive times. That's the second longest active streak in the NFL, behind only the Indianapolis Colts. Vikings fans, McDonald's is teaming with the Vikings to bring you the tastiest season ever. Get a free Big Mac each time the Vikings score 2 touchdowns with the $2 minimum purchase. 1st and goal, Minnesota scoreless. 9:50 to go in the first quarter. 1st and goal from the 4. McCarthy goes under center. Couple of receiving options left. Hawkinson in motion to the right. Handoff Aaron Jones to the left, to the end zone. Touchdown! He's showtime! And Minnesota has a 6-0 lead.
Paul, I'm so happy that they decided to run the football. Even though you're from the 4-yard line, go ahead and run it. Baltimore was lined up with extra defensive linemen up front. They all shifted to the middle, and Aaron Jones, while taking the handoff, noticed the gap off tackle, bounced it outside, and was really untouched almost until he got into the end zone. So I just love running the ball in a situation like that after a big throw. It just puts an exclamation point on the drive.
Extra point, snap spot. And it's good. Reichert is 17 of 17 on PATs. On the Northland Ford dealer scoreboard, Aaron Jones' first rushing touchdown this year has given the Vikings a 7-0 lead. 9:46 to go in quarter one. This is Minnesota Vikings football.
When a loved one's memory starts to fade, it's more than forgetting names or dates. It's watching pieces of their life quietly slip away. At the Wellshire Memory Care, it isn't just treatment, it's understanding. The team at Wellshire provides specialized support, dignity, and a safe environment where every moment matters. If your family is facing the challenges of Alzheimer's or dementia, the Wellshire is here to walk that journey with you, with compassion and with care. Visit the Wellshire today at WellshireMN.com, WellshireMN.com.
Mesh, Besher, and Spence. The lawyer you choose makes a difference.
Hey, friends with food allergies. Life is about to get way easier. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, let's not argue. You've got enough stress. Just remember this name. Liam's. Liam's. Lee to the ums. As in Liam's frozen entrees that are free of the top 9 allergens. What? Gluten-free, too. Delicious, nutritious, ready in minutes, safe meals for you, your kids, and even those adorable people who can eat whatever they want. Liam's rocks. To find which grocer's freezers are cool enough to stock Liam's, head to saferplate.com.
Hey, Vikings fans, Ben Lieber here. Looking for a healthy place for the entire family? Well, Lifetime, the official athletic country club of the Minnesota Vikings, champions healthy, happy lives for every member of the family. My daughter loves to meet her friends at Warrior Sculpt, and my boys, they love to compete on the pickleball courts, and it gets scrappy. With over 25 clubs in the Twin Cities area that feature 100 classes a week, spacious workout floors, a relaxing spa, healthy cafe, and so much more, families truly can do it all at Lifetime. Get your family going today at lifetime.life to find a location near you.
Hey, Vikings fans. I'm Taylor of the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders, and here's our best kept secret, Pure Luxe Med Spa. Laser hair removal at Pure Luxe is a game changer. Voted best med spa and laser hair removal by the Star Tribune, they keep us game day ready with Botox, filler, and our favorite, the Diamond Glow Facial. Visit mypurelux.com/skull to book your appointment today. Pure Luxe Med Spa, the preferred med spa of the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders.
Meat Saucier Vikings Ravens now. Power Trip Morning Show returns tomorrow 5:30 to 9. This is where anyone else I work with would fill in about the book The Raven, written by Dr. Seuss, but I never read that one.
7-0 Vikings. Aaron Jones with a rushing touchdown. And you can buy any pothole pizza or 20-ounce Pepsi or Mountain Dew with quick rewards. For your chance to score big, one weekly winner gets a $500 gift card if the Vikings score a touchdown over 50 yards. And one lucky fan wins $5,000. Visit quicktrip.com/sweepstakes for details. Boom! There's the kick from Reichert. It's a short kick. Keaton Mitchell heads to the far side, 20, 25, 30 in front of his bench, and he's taken down after a 25-yard run. So the Vikings get the ball after the Ravens go 3 and out. They go 7 plays, 86 yards, 3 minutes, 27 seconds, 2 for 2 on third down, and a 62-yard beautiful fade From McCarthy to the speedy Jalen Naylor, 7-0 Minnesota, and now Lamar looks to respond. Lamar Jackson, 23-4 lifetime versus the NFC. 0-1 this year. They lost to Detroit. 1st and 10, Baltimore from its own 32 out of the shotgun. It's a snap to Jackson, hands it to Henry. He's smacked by a Viking at the point of attack, but the big Derrick Henry falls ahead for a gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
And that's the challenge, I think, with this Baltimore offense is even though they're down right now, it's a one-score game, they're going to continue to be patient, and they just have so many ways of run. They run the traps, they run the options, they run the powers, they run everything. And on that last play, there was some opportunity for them on the outside. So don't be surprised if they start running the dive option.
Derrick Henry, in his 10th year from Alabama, with 6 rushing touchdowns this year. He's behind Jackson in the pistol. Lamar fakes a pass left, hands it to Derrick, who goes plunging up the middle, and he's taken down and hit by Jalen Redmond. Gain of 1, maybe 2. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Ravens. 7-0 Minnesota, 8:45 and counting to go in the first.
Yeah, and I think one of the secrets to defending Derrick Henry is just don't let him go north-south, right? Make him bounce things outside. Make him stop and start. As the Ravens come out, 3 wide receivers in a bunch formation. So here we go.
Ravens 0 of 1 on 3rd down. Justice Hill to the right of Lamar Jackson on 3rd down. It's a quick hitter from Lamar left side. Caught Mark Andrews, and he'll reach out for the first down to the 44. 6-yard catch and fall. Harrison Smith, the one to encounter him first. And Ben Lieber touched on it before the boom. This is the 199th regular season game for Harry the Hitman. Still going strong, isn't he, Pete? Lamar Jackson goes under center, 1st and 10 from his own 44. Middle of the first quarter, 7-0 Minnesota. Lamar, play action, pass over the middle, caught. It's Zay Flowers between the hash marks. Harrison Smith, Joshua Metellus, Isaiah Rodgers right around him. Zay Flowers, 3rd year, a first-round pick in 2023 with a touchdown this year with a sliding grab, and the Ravens have crossed the 50.
And Paul, sorry about that a minute ago, but yes, absolutely, the downhill play action. Once they start getting the football to Derrick Henry, and then you let Lamar turn his back on the defense, it's the linebackers that have to find a way to get back into those underneath alleyways.
Derrick Henry back in the game to the right of Lamar Jackson. 3 receivers left on 1st down. Read option. They opt to give it to Henry. He wiggles to the left, hit at the line of scrimmage, falls ahead for a gain of 1. Jalen Redmond with another tackle. 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Jalen Redmond's shown up a couple times already today, and this is when we talk about physicality. It's the linebackers when they blitz, and then it's the defensive front. Javon Hargrave, Jonathan Allen, Jalen Redmond, those guys up front. And we're getting to see some Elijah Williams today as well. So we're getting a number of new bodies in there to just go after this Ravens offense.
2nd and 9, Baltimore from the Minnesota 39. Vikings lead 7-0 first quarter. Lamar shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Lamar throws right, and it's caught at the 34. Caught by DeAndre Hopkins. A 7-yard grab just shy of the first down. Excellent pass by Lamar just over the outstretched fingertips of Byron Murphy Jr.
Wow, that was a beautiful throw that Lamar made, and that's arm talent, right? It's the ability not necessarily to throw everything 100 miles an hour, but to put a little touch on it. And Byron Murphy was exactly in the right spot in the flat. He just threw it right over his head where only DeAndre Hopkins could catch it.
Hopkins in his 196th game, including the playoffs. 3rd down, handoff Derrick Henry. He slow rolls it, then puts the pedal to the metal and stumbles his way past the 30, but he'll fall ahead for a gain of 3. And that's another Baltimore Ravens first down. They'll scrimmage from the Vikings 29.
Now I think we're seeing where this 73% completion percentage by Lamar Jackson and 136.7 rating comes into play. They're just so efficient when they run the ball, but when they decide to throw it, it's never incomplete. It's always 2, 3, 4 yards a clip. Very efficient on offense.
Jackson, the 2-time National Football League MVP, out of the shotgun. Tyler Linderbaum is the center. Derrick Henry's to the right. Quick hitter right to Henry, caught, but then he's chopped down by Byron Murphy Jr. after a gain of 3. That'll make it 2nd and 7. Here's Ben.
Yeah, guys, I don't have an official timer or a clock on Lamar Jackson every time he goes to pass, but it's very apparent. They watched the film from last week. They do not want to put him in any distress or any pressure situation. This ball is coming out very quickly. We're going to have to do a great job with underneath coverage and tackling an open space.
Lamar 5 of 6, 39 yards to start. 2 receivers left. Former Gopher Rashad Bateman sole alone to the right. Snap on second down. Jackson throws over the middle, incomplete. Mark Andrews tried to make a leaping grab at the 5-yard line. He had it in his hands, but he couldn't bring it in. So now it's 3rd and 7 from the Vikings 26.
And Josh Metellus, Paul, had the opportunity, I think, to really light up Mark Andrews, but because of the way things are and the worry about targeting, he just missed them, and Andrews didn't come up with the catch. So that was a big missed opportunity by the Ravens.
Ravens 2 of 3 on 3rd down. Bateman right, Zay Flowers wide left outside the numbers. 3rd and 7 from the Vikings 26. The Ravens scrimmage from the right hash. Heading to the east side of US Bank Stadium. Lamar back to pass, fires over the middle. Ball bounce in the air, incomplete. It bounced off tight end Isaiah Likely. A couple of Vikings had a puncher's chance to bring it in for an interception, but the Ravens threaten, get close to the red zone. They can't close on 3rd down, so Tyler Luke, a 6th-round rookie from Arizona, he's in to try to kick the Ravens onto the board.
Now, what a great job by Javon Hargrave. He's the one that made Lamar get rid of that football quickly, and it got to Isaiah Likely before he was ready and almost intercepted.
Luke, 12 of 13 on field goals, 44-yard try, right hash. Snap spot. Right-footed, end over end. Kick is good. On the Northland Ford Dealer scoreboard, Minnesota 7, Baltimore 3, 4:25 to go in the first quarter from US Bank Stadium on the KFAM Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today. Based on calendar year total sales.
Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings are teaming up to put you in the ride of your dreams. Picture this. You behind the wheel of a brand new 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend. Nice picture. Make it happen. Stop by your local Quick Trip, and for every $1 you spend using Quick Rewards, you'll earn a point to spend in the Vikings Fan Zone. Buy special qualifying products and earn bonus Fan Zone points. Kick off your winning season the right way with Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings. Details at quicktrip.com/fanzone.
All right, team, huddle up. It's game time at Mystic Lake. Score season-long prizes with drawings, giveaways, and more action at the official casino of the Minnesota Vikings. Catch a $15 round-trip ride to US Bank Stadium for a Minnesota Vikings home game with Mystic Lake Game Day Park and Ride. And raise a glass to victory with game day food and drink specials at Hop House, the Twin Cities' newest sports bar and live music destination. Check out the latest casino promotions at mysticlake.com. You don't want to miss out.
Every team needs a top pick, and every home does too. That's why pros and homeowners choose Anderson, the #1 trusted window and door brand. Built to last through every season, Anderson makes it easy with windows and doors that perform as great as they look. So whether it's scoring style points or tackling tough weather, you can trust your home to Anderson, the official window and door partner of the Minnesota Vikings. 2024 Anderson brand surveys of U.S. contractors, builders, architects, and homeowners. For warranty info, visit AndersonWindows.com.
When I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping on my chamber door. I hope it's not Lamar Jackson. Vikings-Ravens talk tomorrow, noon to 3 on the Fan.
Scoreboard Central.
Brought to you by U.S. Bank, the official bank of the Minnesota Vikings. The Jets get a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. They're tied up with the Browns now 7-7. You got Mayfield with a touchdown. Bucks are up over the Patriots 7-0. And also you got the Panthers up over the Saints 7-3. Now back to PA.
Mike Mussman, Scoreboard Central. 7-3 Minnesota. The Vikings hook the Chicago Bears here next Sunday at noon. Then after that, off to Lambeau Field. Boom. Loops end-over-end kick. sends Miles Price running to his left, 2 yards deep in the end zone. Here he comes to the 5, 10, 15 to the 20. Looks for a block at the 25. Then he's toppled at about the 26, and he'll tumble ahead to the 29-yard line. That's where the Minnesota Vikings will start after a 30-yard return. J.J. McCarthy starts 3 of 4 for 76 yards. Aaron Jones, 3 runs, 10 yards, and a touchdown. Play like a Viking at Mystic Lake, your game day headquarters. Win prizes all season. MysticLake.com. The Minnesota Moving Company, same as last week, left to right. Darisaw, Donovan Jackson, Blake Brandell making his 5th start. Will Fries playing in his 50th game. And the right tackle is Brian O'Neill. Handoff. Aaron Jones right side following a pulling center. Brandell hit near the point of attack, falls ahead for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
I think one of the things that has changed, at least in the running game today, is getting Aaron Jones downhill quickly. I think that teams have had success running the football against Baltimore by just getting downhill and getting the linebackers on a second level. This is a enormous interior defensive line. Travis Jones, 6'4", 341. John Jenkins, 6'3", 340. And then C.J. Okoye, 6'6", 370.
2nd and 7 for Minnesota. McCarthy completing 75% of his passes. He's going to hand it to Aaron Jones on a gun run. But linebacker Mike Green, 2nd-round rookie, boom. 5-yard tackle for loss, and he came in like a shot. Now it's 3rd and 12.
He was outside of Brian O'Neill and just beat him underneath. So just because a linebacker lines up outside of you doesn't mean that he's always going to have to be the contained guy. He looped himself underneath and was untouched.
Minnesota 2 of 2 on the touchdown drive on 3rd down. McCarthy, shotgun, 3rd and 12 from his own 27. Throws left to Jefferson. Now he's going to throw it all the way back to the right side to McCarthy. Turns it up at the 30. Breaks a tackle at the 31. Grinds his way to the 37. Oh, he got 11 yards. They needed 12. Pass left to Jefferson. He goes all the way back to the Ravens side of the field to McCarthy. Made a Raven miss. Shook a tackle. Missed the first down by 1.5 feet.
Yeah, you had 2 blockers for 2 defenders on the outside. If Jefferson just decided to run that football, he might have gotten there. But that's a gutsy call. It's a gutsy call to make this deep into your red zone or this area of the field. So the Vikings pulling out all the stops, trying to get creative.
Jefferson now 6 of 9 passing for 103 yards. Ryan Wright's first punt today. Andrew DePaula sends it back, nondescript rush. And punting to the west side of U.S. Bank Stadium, LeJante Wester signals for a fair catch at the 14. 47-yard punt by Wright, his 13th this season inside the 20. And we pause. 2:06 to go in the first quarter. Minnesota 7, Baltimore 3 from Minneapolis. It's Vikings football.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Vikings tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So, get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Vikings.
When the game is over, it's time to relax. No matter if it's a win or loss, you always win at Spalon Montage, the Twin Cities' premier salon and spa destination for over 25 years. With convenient locations in Edina, Woodbury, and Chanhassen, there's a Spalon close to you. Right now, football fans, you can get a bonus when you give the gift of Spalon. Purchase a $175 gift certificate and receive a $25 gift certificate for yourself. Visit Spalon.com now or call 952-915-2900.
Vikes fans, you know the drill. Game day isn't game day without the right lineup off the field. That's why I roll with Top 10 Liquors, the preferred liquor store of the Minnesota Vikings. Whether it's beer for the tailgate, bourbon for a celebratory pour, or even the latest seltzers, Top 10's got your game day covered. With 15 convenient metro locations, there's always a Top 10 nearby. Stock up today and make sure your next watch party feels like a win. Top 10 Liquors, more than a liquor store.
Metro Transit and the Minnesota Vikings make game day stress-free. Join fellow fans and take Metro Transit to the game. North Star will service all games with Metro Blue and Green lines and multiple bus routes to carry you the final yard, straight to the gates of US Bank Stadium. No need to worry about parking or downtown traffic. Make your round trip easy with the all-day pass. No standing in line for a ticket after the game. Find your game plan at metrotransit.org/Vikings.
Now back to Vikings football. Vikings-Ravens on the Fan.
2:06 to go in the first quarter. Aaron Jones with a rushing touchdown. Tyler Luke with a field goal. 7-3 Minnesota. Lamar Jackson behind a Maryland moving company, left to right. Ronnie Stanley, Andrew Voorhees, second year from USC. Tyler Linderbaum, fourth year from Iowa. Daniel Faalele, fourth year Gopher. And Roger Rosengarten is the right tackle. I formation behind Lamar, who goes under center. Patrick Ricard in front of Derrick Henry. Handoff, Henry following Ricard. Bounces off a Viking, gets to the 20-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5, making it second and right around 5. When Henry follows Ricard, Pete, that's 552 pounds of humanity coming at you.
Oh, it is. And it's just so AFC North, isn't it? Right? When you just stack up as many big guys as you can in the backfield and just pound the rock. And the Ravens offense is unbelievably efficient. 3 to 5 yards. Seems like play after play after play.
2nd and 6 from the 19. Lamar under center, offset eye left. It's the fullback Ricard to the left of Jackson. Movement up front. Hargrave says the left guard jumped. That would be Andrew Voorhees, 72. Let's see.
Ball start
72.
by the offense, number 72.
Hey.
5-yard penalty. It's second down.
Make it 2nd and 11.
Anytime you can get this offense to go backwards, it's going to be a benefit. Their offensive front ball is good. They're just not, I don't think, as physical as the Lions had shown. Ronnie Staley has struggled a little bit. He didn't finish the game last week. They brought in Joseph Nopum at one point. So I don't know if they're just nicked up a little bit, but we can win this battle up front.
That was Voorhees' first penalty this season. Lamar facing a blitz, throws a screen left, and it's blown up at the 11-yard line by Jonathan Allen. It was Derrick Henry on the screen. TFL for number 93, Jonathan Allen. It's 3rd and 13. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Sorry, Paul. Jonathan Allen, what a veteran move. He smelled the wreck. He knew that they were, when a lineman doesn't quite block you, you understand, okay, something else is going on, and he just froze where he was and found the running back. So that's a veteran move, definitely a veteran play by Jonathan Allen.
Ravens 2 of 4 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 13 from their own 12. Lamar shotgun, takes the snap, 4-man rush, quick hitter left to Andrews, caught at the 15, escorted out of bounds by Joshua Metellus. It's a gain of 6 yards for Andrews, far shy of the first down, and Jordan Stout is in for a second punch.
I think that play exemplifies a little bit of what the Ravens offense is missing, and that's that 10 to 15 yard passing game. They can get it on the play action, but when you're 3rd and long, you're not going to get anybody to bite.
End of the first quarter, Vikings lead 7-3 from US Bank Stadium on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
She's Jan, the ultimate Vikings fan. Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show fan show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So, that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
Scratch Game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
Vikings fans, looking to upgrade your wardrobe? This local brand based in St. Paul will become your new go-to. Unreal is the premium athleisure brand that combines comfort, versatility, and style, crafting elevated apparel that will take you from the office to the gym or the airport to the golf course. Wherever you go, they've got you covered. Shop now at Unreal.com and experience the difference yourself. That's UNRL.com, the best athleisure wear in the game.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
Minnesota Wild Nashville Predators, Tuesday night at 7 on the audio home for Wild Hockey. FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Yo. Polaris, the American power sports company, is proud to salute and honor veterans and service members. We thank you for your service. Also, there's a new way to stream your Vikings coverage shows and insight right on your big screen. It's Fox Local, a free streaming app. Learn more with Fox 9 and Fox Local. Ben Lieber, Pete Bursich, Paul Allen. Minnesota Vikings lead 7-3 from U.S. Bank Stadium. Chad Abbott, executive producer of the Vikings Audio Network. On site, Mike Mussman at Scoreboard Central. Jared Wells is the engineer. Nick Madden and Zach Halverson are handling the social media. Brandon Molesky, master control supervisor. He's back at FM 100.3 KFAN. Ravens are punting 7-3 Minnesota to begin the second quarter. Jordan Stout standing at his own 3. Big rush, picked up. Javier Thomas, outside shot to block it. Loops punt, nondescript, bounces at the 45 of the Minnesota Vikings and rolls out of bounds at the 44. 38-yard punt for Jordan Stout, fourth year, Pennsylvania State University.
And Paul, our special teams have really, Miles Price making some big returns. You got Drake, Levi, Rodriguez blocking punts or field goals, and now you force a bad punt with the rush. You rush those punters; they have a tendency to get that toe up. So special teams starting to show up.
Two tight ends to the right. Ben Urasek and T.J. Hawkinson. Receivers left. Slot left, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison in motion, McCarthy under center. Tailback Jordan Mason, play action on first down. Excellent pocket for McCarthy. Bounces around, throws right. Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. O'Connell is barking for some form of infraction, so we'll see what happens there. But how about that pocket for J.J. McCarthy?
Oh, yeah, he had all the time in the world to survey that field and even maybe pull it down at the end. McCarthy got hit, I think, maybe when he threw it. But just a weird situation with Jordan Addison coming all the way on the deep cross and him getting tangled up and falling down. I think they wanted the penalty on that, but the Vikings weren't going to get it.
I'm surprised J.J. didn't run like you said.
Yeah, he had some room.
Well, he bounced around for 4 or 5 seconds. All right, 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, McCarthy facing a blitz. Screen left, wonderful call. Caught at the 40 by Jones. Speeds to the 45, and he's out of bounds at the 48. 6-yard gain against a big Ravens rush. So that'll make it 3rd and 4. And for the Baltimore Ravens, they only have 11 sacks this year. That's tied for second fewest in the NFL. They recently added Draymond Jones.
Yeah, they did. Draymond Jones comes in with 4 sacks in the last 4 games. The only guy with that, he's tied with Brian Burns for the longest streak. But he has 3.5 times the number of sacks as anybody else that's active on this Ravens defense.
And they traded with Tennessee last Monday to get him. 3rd and 5, Vikings 2 of 3 on 3rd down, empty backfield. McCarthy facing a 4-man rush, fires over the middle, caught first down at the 35. Jalen Naylor, speeding Naylor Naylor is scorching the Ravens in the early stages. He had a career-long 62 in the first quarter. That one goes for 18. First down, Minnesota at the Ravens 33.
Great job by the offensive line as the Ravens walk up a number of guys, but only rush 4. And Donovan Jackson holding up on the one-on-one. And McCarthy looked to his first read and wasn't there. Didn't panic. He just kept those feet moving and then found Jalen Naylor across the middle of the field. So great job by McCarthy. You go from his first read to his second.
1st and 10 Minnesota from the Ravens 33. 7-3 Minnesota second quarter. Toss left, Jordan Mason. He had to avoid an on-charging Teddy Buchanan. That rookie's their leading tackler, and he had nowhere to go, so it's a loss of 1, 2nd and 11.
And Paul, when we talk about the Vikings running game, one of the things is not necessarily that they're 8, 9, 10 yards a clip, but just being efficient and not going backwards. A few series ago on the double pass, had we not had a TFL in that set of downs, that would have been a first down. So the running game doesn't have to be spectacular. You just got to be efficient.
McCarthy, 5 of 7, 100 yards out of the shotgun, 2nd and 11. Justin Jefferson joins him in the backfield to the left. McCarthy back to pass, fakes a pass to the right. Now he runs 35, dives ahead to the 30-yard line, and that'll be a run of about 3. So with 12:20 and counting to go in the first half, 3rd and 8 for Minnesota from the Ravens 31. Minnesota leads 7-3. It was an Aaron Jones rushing touchdown.
Yeah, you have to be happy thus far with the protection up front, especially when the Ravens are only rushing 4. As Draymond Jones checks back in, they're hoping to get something out of him at the outside linebacker position.
Minnesota 3 of 4 on 3rd down. 3rd and 8 from the Ravens 31. Hawkinson in motion to the right of McCarthy. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Snap. Play stoppage. Sean Hockley staff throws flags.
Before the snap, false start by the center. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
Blake Brandel in his 6th start, make that his 5th start.
Yeah, that must be something that he's doing with the football before the snap. And a lot of times teams will see that on film and bring it up in the pregame meeting because each coaching staff gets to meet with the referees before the game. They say, hey, look out for this, and what about that? The problem, though, is in this area of the field, you don't want to be going backwards. And in this case, a first down, if you don't get it, that's fine, but get some positive yardage here so you shorten the field goal.
Well, you ain't lying about this, Kyle Hamilton. The safety is in the box every single play as a linebacker, and here he comes on 3rd down. Pass right to Jefferson, caught at the line of scrimmage, swings to the left, lunges to the 30, and he'll be probably about 8 yards shy of a first down. So Will Reichert is in for a field goal try. That with that trade the Ravens made with the Chargers middle of October for Alohi Gilman.
Yeah.
That afforded Hamilton the opportunity to kind of play hybrid safety, right?
That's really what Zach Orr decided to do during the bye when they took a look at the defense and said, hey, we can't get to the quarterback, so we're just going to take Kyle Hamilton and make him a Swiss Army knife. He's the Josh Metellus of that system.
Reichert from 59, right, make that 49 right hash, snap, spot, kick is up, and it hooks through. Will Reichert now 17 of 19 this season. And on the Northland Ford dealer scoreboard, 10:56 to go in the first half. The Vikings are playing very, very well offensively, defensively, and with special teams. So far, they lead 10-3 on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit ChevyDealOnline.com.
You're listening to Vikings football.
Huddle up, Vikings Nation. Don't let that Skol chant fade. Let it echo through the hallways, the bars, the stadium, and the city. Because when the Vikings score 2 or more touchdowns, you'll get a free Big Mac with a purchase of $2 or more. Only in the McDonald's app. Offer valid once per person the day after the Vikings score 2+ touchdowns through 2/28/26 at participating McDonald's. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards.
Vikes fans, you know the drill. Game day isn't game day without the right lineup off the field. That's why I roll with Top 10 Liquors, the preferred liquor store of the Minnesota Vikings. Whether it's beer for the tailgate, bourbon for a celebratory pour, or even the latest seltzers, Top 10's got your game day covered. With 15 convenient Metro locations, there's always a Top 10 nearby. Stock up today and make sure your next watch party feels like a win. Top 10 Liquors, more than a liquor store.
This is how your feet feel in a pair of bad-fitting shoes. And this is how your feet feel in a pair of great-fitting shoes from Trade Home Shoes. Trade Home Shoes, proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings, has been delivering premium footwear for over 100 years. We are Minnesota-based, employee-owned, and here to help your whole family find shoes that fit. Trade Home Shoes. Enjoy life. Feet first.
Have KFAN as your number one preset on the iHeart app.
Vikings Ravens on the Fan.
All right, so the Vikings go 7 plays, took 26 yards. Will Riker with a 49-yard field goal hit, meaning another donation to Field Goals for Charity, courtesy of Innovative and Post-it Brand, programs benefiting NMDP, a leader in cell therapy. Visit nmdp.org/Vikings to make a difference. 10-3 Minnesota. Will Reichert set to kick it to the east side of U.S. Bank Stadium, and boom! There's the kick. Here comes Wester, LeJante Wester to the 15-20. Some incredible collisions at the 25-yard line, and Wester falls ahead after a gain of 30. Jay Ward slow to get up. And Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens head out with 10:51 to go in the first half. The Vikings get the ball to begin the second half. Unreal, UNRL back with its limited edition Vikings drop. Head to unrl.com for more details. Former Gopher Rashad Bateman out to the right. Lamar 7 of 10, 42 yards. Bateman had 1,219 receiving yards 1 year for the Gophers, which led the Big Ten as Lamar takes the snap. He's encountered by Javon Hargrave and another Viking, so he spins his way up the middle for a gain of 3, and that'll make it 2nd and 7, Ben Lieber.
Yeah, tracking this game, although it's still pretty young, you know, the Ravens, whenever they're in third down, if they're 3rd and 4 or less, they've been pretty successful, and whenever they get 3rd and 4 plus, you think that we're going to blitz, but we've shown a lot of bail and bluff techniques by our defense, and it's been awfully successful. So watch out for this. If we get in 3rd and long, or 3rd and 4 and plus, watch that bluff bail technique.
Offset pistol, Lamar in the short shot. Henry behind him, Ricard to the left. Handoff Derrick, and he'll make a Jonathan Allen miss as he heads to the right side, gets to the 33, dives ahead just for a gain of 3. Just for a gain of 3, so that's 3rd and 5 from the Ravens 35. And for Flores' defense, Pete, I mean, we've had 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 13. That's fantastic.
Yeah, they've kept them in 3rd and long, and to Ben's point, but you can kind of goad them into a quick throw, and we've been doing that thus far. As far as stopping Derrick Henry, doing it in the first 3 quarters is good, but you've got to make sure that you stay after him, because the 4th quarter is when that guy usually makes his hay.
Justice Hill spells Henry on 3rd down. The Ravens are 2 of 5 on 3rd down. 3rd and 5 from their own 35. Play clock down to 3. Lamar lifts the right knee, gets the snap. Here comes Hitman on a blitz. Van Ginkel leaps and nearly intercepts a pass to the right, incomplete. And the Ravens are punting again. And on charging Harrison Smith in his 199th regular season game forced Jackson to look right. He threw right. Van Ginkel tipped it, and now the Ravens are punting again.
Yeah, he got a huge hit by Josh Metellus, and he had Zay Flowers down here in the bottom of the field open. That was the 2nd time in 3 plays that Zay Flowers was coming open. So the pressure is getting Lamar to look the wrong way. So hopefully they don't make any adjustments. Our defense is playing very well.
Stout's last punt was 38 yards. This one markedly better, markedly deeper. Miles Price, he'll opt against the fair catch at the 16, brought it in, and fortunately held on to it. That definitely was valor being the better part of discretion. And on charging Keandre Jackson, a rookie safety, took him down. We pause. 9:10 to go in the first half. Vikings ball, Vikings lead, 10-3. It's Minnesota Vikings football.
Paul Sutton Bourbon is a namesake bourbon made by our family for 7 generations. Grain to glass, never sourced. Paul Sutton Bourbon, passed down to be passed around.
Hey, friends with food allergies, life is about to get way easier. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, let's not argue. You've got enough stress. Just remember this name. Liam's. Liam's. Lee to the ums. As in Liam's frozen entrees that are free of the top 9 allergens. What? Gluten-free too. Delicious, nutritious, ready in minutes, safe meals for you, your kids, and even those adorable people who can eat whatever they want. Liam's rocks. To find which grocer's freezers are cool enough to stock Liam's, head to saferplate.com.
Hey, Dad, I gotta come clean about something.
Okay.
I only paid for a brand new Hyundai Tucson.
Oh, you might be on the naughty list.
Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid models. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends December 1st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Minnesota deserves a go-to destination for all things high school sports in our state. All the scores, the stories, the stats, live streams, social feeds, photos, personalized team pages, breaking news. One place for everything you're looking for. That's why the Minnesota Star Tribune is launching Strib Varsity. You'll find Minnesota Star Tribune journalism, Minnesota Prep Hub stats and schedules, streams, stories, and more. Strib Varsity is Minnesota's new home for complete high school sports coverage. Sign up today at startribune.com/stribvarsity.
Paul Sutton Bourbon is a namesake bourbon made by our family for 7 generations. Grain to glass, never sourced. Paul Sutton Bourbon, passed down to be passed around.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce here. It's a perfect day for football, and tomorrow is a perfect day to listen to the Power Trip Morning Show, 5:30 to 9. We break this game down. Back to Ravens and Vikings right here on The Fan.
10-3 Minnesota, 9:10 to go in the first half. The only touchdown, Aaron Jones from 4 yards out on the Vikings' first offensive possession. And with 9:10 to go in the first half, J.J. McCarthy in his second home regular season start goes under center. 1st and 10 from his own 21. Jones, the tailback, and he gets the call. Nice hold to the right side. He hits the 20-yard line. Then Roquan Smith and another Raven are able, Okoye, to bring him down after a gain of 6. But Jones, off the Ford Field game, had a shoulder and or toe injury. He looks quite spry, doesn't he, Pete?
He does, and I love it when they just give him that football and let him head north and south. He's so good at finding the cutbacks.
2nd and 4, Jones the single set. Naylor in motion. McCarthy back to pass, throws a fastball to the left side, and it's caught at the 31-yard line by Justin Jefferson. It's a Minnesota Vikings first down after a gain of 10.
Nice, efficient throw and a great block by Aaron Jones on the play fake. And as a running back, you've got to make a decision when you see a blitz. In this case, again, Kyle Hamilton, Paul, we talked about him all day. You just say, forget the fake. I'm not doing the fake. I'm just going to go right after the blitzer, hit him as early as I can. That way he can't get into the throwing lane, and allowed McCarthy to complete that pass to Justin Jefferson.
1st and 10, straight eye behind McCarthy.
Come on.
C.J. Ham in front of Aaron Jones, but
false start by the offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
2/5 of the moving company with false starts, 1st and 15.
Pre-snap penalties, Paul. It's something that has plagued this team earlier on in the season. Last week, it went away a little bit, and it's just you're making it harder on yourself to be efficient, right? You're adding 5 more yards to this drive with a younger quarterback. You're finally getting your running game. You've got the lead. You want to just be able to burn the clock and keep moving the chains at this point in the game.
McCarthy, 7 of 9, 116, 1st and 15 from his own 27. He's out of the shotgun, takes the snap. Ravens rush 5. McCarthy, straight drop, throws over the middle, and the ball's batted at the line of scrimmage by Okoye, C.J. Okoye. First full year in the NFL, it's listed as no college. He's of Nigerian descent. He didn't start playing football until 2022. Holy cow.
Yeah, well, 6'6", 370. It's a shame because what JJ was going to do was going to Jordan Addison, and he was wide open in the middle of the field. So taking another look at it, Brandell's got to get him to get his hands down, but he had his hand up under the chin of Blake Brandel, and that's not legal.
2nd and 15, middle of the second quarter. 10-3 Minnesota. McCarthy shotgun, 3 receivers right. Ravens blitz. McCarthy throws right. Caught. Adam Thielen at the 35, angles to the middle of the field, taken down at the 37. AT19 with 9, and now it's 3rd and 6 from the Vikings 37.
Yeah, nice route by Adam Thielen, who he goes down to a knee, but that ends up coming up with the football. That's only his 6th reception this season, Paul, so it's good to see more of Adam Thielen getting out there, especially on those types of routes. We ran a clear route, and he just kind of ducked underneath it.
Thielen and Addison left. Jefferson right. 7 minutes to go in the first half. It's 3rd and 6 for the Vikings. 3 of 5 on 3rd down. Kyle Hamilton threatens blitz from the front side of McCarthy. Then he backs off. JJ takes the snap. Throws deep. Right side. Jefferson intercepted. Malachi Starks. Here he comes to the 25-30. Angles to the middle of the field to the 40. Jordan Addison runs him down from behind at the 47-yard line. 5th interception this year for J.J. McCarthy, and he floated that one up there too much. Picked off by rookie Malachi Starks, who now has 2 interceptions this year. We pause. 10-3 Minnesota, 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. It's Vikings football.
Imagine being the wizard of your home. With Xfinity Wi-Fi, you can boostify speeds for the moments that count and magically pause Wi-Fi to any device. And now you can cast a spell to stop time and keep your internet bill the same for 5 years with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Equipment included, no contracts or commitments. Xfinity, imagine that. And see Wicked for Good, only in theaters November 21st. Restrictions apply, select plans only.
Vikings fans, meet the MVP of flavor, the Humble Goat. Our cranberry cinnamon goat cheese earned 2nd place in the World Champion Cheese Contest, and our plain goat cheese just scored 2nd at the American Cheese Society Awards. Smooth, creamy, healthy, and perfect for game day and every day. Find the Humble Goat cheese at your local store, and don't forget, Humble Goat protein powder is fueling fans everywhere. Available now on Amazon. World class and Minnesota proud.
For all the things you have to do and places you need to be, let Uber take you there. Because you had just one more 3 rounds ago. Because the 5 a.m. flight seemed like a good idea at the time. Because check engine lights always appear at the worst possible times. And because parking downtown is a nightmare. Because there are nights out, airport trips, and car troubles in your area, there are drivers in your area. Uber. Request a ride today. Wait time varies. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
She's Jen, the ultimate Vikings fan. Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show fan show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So, that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
Scratch Game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
The Wild, Gophers, Wolves, and Lynx are also heard here on the audio home of the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota sports station is KFAN. Now, back to Vikings football.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Vikings football.
Vikings Ravens on the audio home for Vikings football. FM 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Fan.
Vikings are now on defense. You can win 6 free wings from Buffalo Wild Wings when the Vikings get 2 sacks. Only at Buffalo Wild Wings, Minnesota locations. They currently have 0. Lamar Jackson under center, 1st and 10. They brought the ball all the way back to the 22, where Jefferson touched down Malachi Starks. Handoff Derrick Henry up the middle, runs through a Jonathan Allen arm tackle. Then Grenard and Cashman stop him at the 25. Gain of 3.
Yeah, getting a chance to go back and look at that last play on a 3rd and 6. McCarthy steps up in the pocket very well. I think he had the opportunity to just pull that thing down and run it. I love that he's keeping his eyes down the field. I love that he's doing those things. But, man, that ball was just underthrown. Kind of JJ didn't know where to go, and McCarthy didn't know where to throw it. Let's just put it that way.
2nd and 7 for the Ravens. Vikes lead 10-3. About 6 minutes to go in the first half. Lamar, shotgun, takes the snap. Short drop, looking right, sees nothing, steps up the middle. Jonathan Allen tries to trip him up at the 27. Lamar eludes it, gets to the 30, high steps to the 33, and that'll be good enough for a Ravens first down. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's where he's tough, Paul. You get pressure on him, you get him off of his spot, and instead of getting that 3 or 4 yards that a lot of quarterbacks will do, he's such a good athlete, he extends 5, 6, 7 to that. So the Ravens are an extremely efficient offense, right? Just little chunks of yardage at a time. We got to force them into making a mistake.
3 runs, 12 yards for number 8. Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry leaves the backfield, floats out to the right. Jackson out of the shotgun. Looked left, saw nothing. Flag on the play, darts up the middle. Jonathan Allen gets him behind the line of scrimmage. Unofficially tackle for loss by Jonathan Allen, but Sean Hockley has something to say.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense number 7. The penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Well, we said into the game the Hockley crew calls the 4th most penalties of any staff in the NFL, including the most illegal use of hands, along with illegal contact, and we just felt that there. 3 penalties against the Vikes for 15 yards.
And that was Byron Murphy going up against Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and just kind of punched him right in the face. So it was a good call.
Bateman, 5th-year Gopher, first-round pick in 2021. Isaiah Likely in motion to the right. 1st and 10 for the Ravens from their own 39. Lamar throws right, incomplete. Isaiah Likely looks back at Lamar and with outstretched hands, kind of like was what happened. I mean, that was nearly picked off, 2nd down.
Well, that's where our defense has been good, and that's what Brian Flores is doing, is he's changing up the underneath coverage where linebackers are usually the hook guys and the corners are usually outside or deep third, and our defensively we're moving those guys around. So Lamar sees a jersey number and thinks, this is where I'm going to throw it. And he's not getting what he is reading, and it's causing him to be a little bit inaccurate.
Vikings 4 linebackers, Wilson and Grenard on the edge, Pace and Wilson inside. Handoff Henry on 2nd and 10. Derrick Henry left side. Oh, he stiff arms the hitman right down to the ground at the 43. Gets to the 45, then Vikings territory to the 48. Derrick Henry with a HOF type run for 13, first down.
Yards after contact with this guy is unbelievable. And, Harrison Smith, been around a long time, big body guy. Hard to tackle him up high. And Isaiah Rodgers, too. You're not going to win a lot of battles if you're going to try to tackle him on the shoulders. You got to take him out low. You can tackle at the knees. It's not illegal to do.
First down Ravens. Jackson under center. The tailback Keaton Mitchell. He gets the call right side. Following Patrick Ricard, who laid a nice block. Mitchell gets to the 45, then the 40, and he runs out of bounds on his bench side of the equation. And that's a first down for the Ravens after a 12-yard run by Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, Keaton Mitchell is really the backup running back per se. Justice Hill likes to come in on 3rd down to throw the football more.
9-yard run, my bad.
But just watch out, Paul. They've gotten a couple chunk plays on the ground. Here comes the play action down the middle of the field.
Alumni zone, right?
Here it is.
Between the 40s. 2nd and 1 from the Vikings 40. 3:50 and counting to go in the first half. It is 10-3 Minnesota. Lamar Jackson under center, offset eye left, right back to Mitchell. He goes right up the middle, first down, 35-30, sprints to the 25. Isaiah Rodgers and Harrison Smith bring him down at the 13-yard line. 22-yard run for Keaton Mitchell. So you get ready for the speed and the power of Derrick Henry, the catching ability of Justice Hill, and this Keaton Mitchell in his 3rd year from East Carolina goes to blazing on you.
Yeah, and they're changing kind of their running style. They're getting outside, but in that play they just had Mitchell really deep in the backfield and just let those blocks underneath develop. And once Mitchell took that handoff, he was just north and south.
2 runs, 31 yards for Mitchell. First down, toss left to Mitchell. They go right back to the kitty, but he's not purring this time. Wrapped up by several Vikings, led by Dallas Turner, Blake Cashman, and Eric Wilson. Hits a loss of 2, 2nd and 12, approaching the 2-minute warning.
Huge drive right here for the Vikings defense, Paul. If you can hold them to a field goal, you're going to at least take the lead with a little under 2 minutes left to go, probably in the first half, and we get the ball coming out. So you want to keep that lead, protect that lead the best you can.
Fabian Moreau checks in as the third corner. 2nd and 12 from the Vikings 20. Lamar Jackson out of the shotgun. Derrick Henry by his side. Zay Flowers in motion to the left. Minnesota rushes 4. Screen to Zay left. Caught it at the 20. Moonwalk to the 15. Then he spins his way down to the 10. Tackled by Isaiah Rodgers. It's a 9-yard wide receiver screen gain. So now it's 3rd and 2 from the Vikings 10-yard line. But we'll get to the 2-minute warning before the next play. Minnesota leads 10-3. Ravens threatening in the red area. An NFL Scoreboard is next on the KFA and Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
Eagan, Minnesota is the proud home of the Minnesota Vikings, and it's also the ultimate destination for fantastic fun. Eagan features over 100 unique restaurants and amazing attractions, such as Twin Cities Premium Outlets and the Vikings Museum. And when you stay in any of Eagan's 19 incredible hotels Thursday through Sunday and pick your package, you'll receive 2 free tickets to the Vikings Museum. Other great offers are also available. For complete details, visit enjoyegan.com. That's enjoyegan.com.
This Minnesota Vikings season, touchdowns are great, but sacks are better. That's because Buffalo Wild Wings is giving away 6 free wings with a $10 minimum purchase anytime the Vikings get 2 or more sacks in a game. This Sacks for Wings promotion is valid 3 days after each qualifying game at participating Buffalo Wild Wings throughout Minnesota and surrounding areas. Get your 6 free wings on top of great drink specials, including new happy hour and late night offers throughout football season at your local B-Dubs, a preferred sports bar of the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey, Vikings fans, are you ready to grow your own Super Bowl team? GPAC has 34 years in the recruiting game, and we're here to help you source top talent across multiple industries nationwide. Don't wait on the sidelines. Visit gogpac.com today. That's GOGPAC.com. GPAC, your friends in South Dakota and proud supporters of the Minnesota Vikings. Skol Vikings, and go GPAC!
Wolves back.
Fire at the buzzer and hit it!
Hear the howl live tonight on the Minnesota Timberwolves channel on the free iHeartRadio app.
Yeah, baby!
Scoreboard Central.
Brought to you by the Minnesota Lottery, where you can play the new Viking scratch game from the Minnesota Lottery for your chance to win up to $100,000 instantly. It's all knotted up in Chicago. Giants and Bears 7-7. Jackson Dart ran a touchdown in for that one touchdown that they do have in that game. The Dolphins, Tua's thrown 2 touchdowns. The Dolphins are up 13 rip over the Bills. You got the Browns and Jets. They're all knotted up at 14 apiece. And Mayfield is thrown for a touchdown. The Bucs are up over the Patriots. That's 10-7. Now back to PA.
K102's finest, Mike Mussman. Scoreboard Central. 2 minutes to go in the first half. 3rd and 3 for the Ravens. They were 3 for 3 on touchdowns in their last game against Miami. The Vikings red zone inside the 20 defense, 5th best in the NFL against touchdowns. Straight eye, 3rd and 2, handoff. Derrick Henry plows left, runs into Grenard, runs into Cashman, and goes down to the ground. It's a gain of 1 on 3rd and 3. So now it is 4th down, 4th and about 2.5. And John Harbaugh, 18th year coaching the Baltimore Ravens. He'll leave his offense on the field. They are 6 of 14 on 4th down this year. The Vikings have faced 11 4th down tries. They've given up first downs 8 times.
What a great play by Eric Wilson on that last one, Paul. He just did a fantastic job.
Polar in motion. 2 tight ends, they're balanced. Jackson under center on 4th down.
Stay on sides.
They tried the old okey doke and it didn't work. There's a flag too.
Baltimore, their first 30-second timeout.
No flag, yellow cleats.
I think it was because of delay of game, but they got the timeout in before that hit.
Ben?
Hey, Pete, can you and I just talk about Eric Wilson real quick? I know that you just mentioned it, but we got to tell the audience how freaking awesome that play was. It was a lead block by Patrick Ricard, who's about 550 pounds by himself. Eric Wilson comes screaming downhill with outside leverage, smacks him in the face, stays alive, and then he's the first to make contact on the tackle. I mean, that was a big boy play by a guy that brings us physicality every single snap.
And the beauty of it was he read it so quickly and got into the backfield, so it gave him time to really kind of deke and then get around Ricard. So a beautifully read play. And Eric Wilson, he's earned his way on the field. It's not like Ivan Pace has been playing horribly, but Eric Wilson's just too valuable to keep on the sideline.
Wilson leads the Vikings in tackles, had 2 sacks last game at Ford Field. 28-yard field goal try left hash by Tyler Loop. High snap, put down. Loop splits the uprights. 10-6. 1:11 to go in the first half. Vikings still with 2 timeouts. And they get the ball to begin the second half. The Ravens thwarted for a touchdown in the red zone there. And it bears sharing that Lamar Jackson came back against Miami a couple of Thursdays ago. They went 3 of 3 on touchdowns in the red zone. In the 3 games, Lamar did not play. 11 trips inside the 20, just 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and, they were hoping for a 5th to get the Jackson 5, is what they call it. So they haven't gotten any today. Hopefully they won't get 5 in the second half. But Lamar looked a little rusty in the first half, and I think today our defense has thrown enough at him where he's not 100% comfortable. That's why that last drive sticks with me a little bit, because they said, you know what? We're done. We don't have to throw the ball underneath. We can just turn around and hand this thing off. And if you allow a Ravens offense to get 10, 12, 15 yards a clip running the football, it's going to be a long day.
Quick break, 1:11 to go in the first half. Vikings lead 10-6 on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Blair.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
From coin flip to final whistle, show your diehard passion for your Minnesota Vikings all season long with your favorite purple and gold gear from Shields. Bring your best this year, whether you're cheering from US Bank Stadium or from your living room with your favorite jerseys, hats, collectibles, and Vikings branded gear from the Shields Fan Shop. Visit us at your local Shields or Shields.com and let's cheer on the Vikings. Shields, proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings and football fans everywhere.
It's okay, Daddy's here. Rock-a-bye, baby, on the treetop. Josh Allen beat Daddy's team and really went off. When the game ends, Daddy's ranking will fall. And jerk-faced Bill will win Fantasy League trophy and all.
Hon, have a Snickers.
Thanks.
And maybe take a break from the league chat.
You're distracted when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Have KFAN as your number 1 preset on the iHeart app.
Vikings Ravens on the Fan.
All righty, 10-6 Minnesota, and boom. Loop with a long kick to Miles Price, 3 yards deep in the end zone, and he takes a knee. So the Vikings will start at the 35-yard line, leading 10-6 and getting the ball to begin the second half. Minnesota has 2 timeouts to capitalize on festivities. What do you think is going to happen here, Peter?
It's going to be interesting to see what the Ravens decide to do. Again, with a 4-man rush, without blitzing, they're having a hard time getting pressure on the quarterback. So I expect McCarthy in this situation to have some time. And I see Kyle Hamilton kind of walking around. He's really a linebacker right now. So watch him. See if he's going to be blitzing quite a bit. I know Aaron Jones is going to be keeping an eye on him.
McCarthy yet to throw a touchdown pass at US Bank Stadium. He's out of the shotgun, 1st and 10 from his own 35. Takes the snap, 4-man rush. McCarthy with a hitch, throws right, caught at the 40 by Jordan Addison. Quick hitting gain of 5, and the Vikings hustle to the line of scrimmage. Once again, they have 2 timeouts remaining, and it's 2nd and 4 from the 40-yard line. 10-6 Minnesota approaching halftime. Vikes get the ball to begin the second half. McCarthy facing a 5-man rush. Straight drop. Throws left to Addison. Incomplete at the 45. And the clock stops. And Chidobe Awuzie on the coverage. So clock stops. 46 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Awuzie is a guy that's been kind of up and down for Baltimore. And having them up today, just respect out of with the receiving group that we have. Ravens throwing man-to-man at us, and I think that messed up Jordan Addison's route a little bit. McCarthy, he just wasn't exactly where McCarthy expected him to be. And this is a huge 3rd down right here, Paul.
Minnesota 3 of 6 on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 5 from their own 40. McCarthy shotgun, 3 receivers left. Hawkinson right. JJ straight drop. He's able to elude a sack. Floats out to the right. Now he throws it away. Incomplete. Kyle Hamilton wants a flag for intentional grounding. Sorry, my man. He was about a mile outside of the tackle box. So that possession took 23 seconds.
Yeah,
23 seconds with that possession. Now we're punting.
Yeah, we got just a little bit of soft on the outside.
Oh, wait, it's 3rd down. My bad.
And had McCarthy stepping up.
So there is no foul for intentional grounding. It's 4th down.
Thank you, Sean. 4th down. Go ahead, Pete.
No, he said McCarthy had to step up and kind of get off his spot. He didn't get rid of the football right away, but there was no one over on this side of the field, so he just got rid of it. But you're right, it's kind of disappointing getting an opportunity like this, going 3 and out, and then giving the ball back to Baltimore with 40 seconds left. They have 2 timeouts. If we don't cover this punt well, they might be able to get a field goal attempt off before halftime.
LeJonte Wester, a Colorado rookie, 6th-rounder, set to retrieve Ryan Wright's punt. This goes to the right of Wester, who fields it at the 6. Makes Ty Felton miss at the 10. Steams to the 15 to the 20. And he smacked hard out of bounds after a 14-yard return. 55-yard effective punt by Ryan Wright. 1st down for the Baltimore Ravens from their own 25-yard line. Minnesota leads 10-6. The Ravens went 3 and out to start the game. Vikings got the ball, went 7 plays, 86 yards. It took 3.5 minutes. There was a 62-yard floater to Jalen Naylor that was beautiful. A career long for Naylor, who has 80 receiving yards this game. And that paved the way for an Aaron Jones rushing touchdown. Here comes Lamar, standing tall in the shotgun. 2 receivers left and right. Justice Hill to his left. Lamar takes the snap, dumps over the middle of the backup running back Hill. He grinds up the middle to the 35, drags the gank to the 37. 12-yard catch and run, 1st down, timeout. Timeout on the field. Baltimore now has 1 remaining.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part. I mean, Lamar just does the smart thing, takes the check down, and they're moving the chains where we get out there and we're getting 3s and outs. I mean, Baltimore is so efficient on offense at just moving. They're not explosive per se. They can be, so you got to watch out for double moves and those things. But man, they're tough to stop.
So it's 1st down for the Ravens, 24 seconds to go in the first half. Lamar Jackson, 9 of 14, 64 yards passing. He's run for 12 yards. He's out of the shotgun, 3 receivers left. Zay Flowers stands up to the right. Justice Hill to the left of Lamar Jackson. Blake Cashman threatening blitz. Here he comes. Lamar with a quick hitter left. Caught Isaiah Likely at the 45. And Likely got out of bounds. Vikings Fabian Moreau tried to keep him inbounds. Likely, like all of these other tight ends they have, just so big and so strong. An 11-yard catch. 1st down from the Ravens, 48, 19 seconds to go in the first half.
But again, getting Lamar to get rid of that football quickly, it's a little bit of yards after catch in that regard. Now the Ravens on the 47-yard line, so they're not too far from field goal range, Paul, and they have 1 timeout left.
Tyler Loop's career long is 52. Jackson out of the shotgun, bounces around, loops it over the middle, and it's caught at the Vikings 37 by Zay Flowers. Oh, he's fast. Left side 30, out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 10 seconds to go in the first half. That was a 28-yard hit. 28-yard hit to Zay Flowers, their best receiver. Now they have a first down at the Vikings 25. Here's Nacho Libre.
Yeah, guys, now that we're seeing what we're seeing out of this Ravens offense, I mean, very disappointing. We had the ball offensively, a minute 11 in this game with 2 timeouts, and not one time did we run the football, even we had the 2 timeouts, as you mentioned earlier. 23 seconds off the clock is all we chewed up.
Ouch. First down for the Ravens from the Vikings 25. Minnesota will use a timeout on defense. So each team has 1 timeout remaining. I mean, with Lamar Jackson and his running and his throwing's gotten better, and Derrick Henry, most rushing yards of all active players, to hold them to no touchdowns in the first half. If we can get out of it with the Ravens not scoring a first half touchdown, that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it will be, and we've got to come out of the gates firing in next half. I mean, and the other part is time of possession is going Baltimore's way by 5 minutes right now. But that last play, Paul, that's how Lamar Jackson has grown. Zay Flowers running the crossing route. He knows it's zone coverage. He settles in a spot, and then Lamar doesn't try to just drill it to him. He just uses that arm talent. Just nice, soft touch over the extended fingertips of Eric Wilson. It was a beautiful throw.
First down, Ravens from the Vikings 25. 10-6 Minnesota. 10 seconds to go in the first half. Jackson out of the shotgun. Hit! And he is sacked!
Oh, man, they're going to...
Flag came in late. Dallas Turner with the sack, and he smashed Lamar Jackson back at the 36. But
they're going to get Dallas Turner for roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
Really?
Defense number 15. Body weight. It's a 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Well, that's
I mean, that's what they're going to call that. I mean, they're going to protect the quarterback. I've seen
Dallas Turner in no way thrust or pushed or tried to harm that young man.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, it's just the way the league is now. I mean, they're going to protect the quarterbacks. We had one called last week on J.J. McCarthy that was probably somewhere in that ballpark. So it's just it's kind of a shame in that regard that that was a great play by Dallas Turner. He was the penetrator on a looping stunt and came free, and the acceleration of the quarterback. I mean, it's just too bad that they got to tack that on. I mean, because that was a huge play.
You and Ben played linebacker for many years in the NFL. If you were teaching a front side form tackle, tell me you wouldn't teach what you just saw from Dallas Turner.
I don't know what I wouldn't know what to tell him. Honest to God, it's like you're unblocked. You got a running start. I mean, what else can you do?
All right, 30-yard field goal try at left hash. To the west side of U.S. Bank Stadium, Tyler Loop, the Arizona rookie, kicking for Baltimore. Snap spot. Kick. Loop. There it is. 10-9 Minnesota with 2 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Ben.
Yeah, guys, this is how I mean, that was an awful call, in my opinion, on Dallas Turner. So here's my interpretation of what happened. I know that they want to protect these quarterbacks. When a defender takes an extra step in the ground to pile drive the quarterback, in this situation, the hit was clean. The hit was so forceful, it took Lamar off his feet. And if you look at it, Dallas Turner's off the ground. Because they were both off the ground, there's no other place to go other than your momentum taking you to the ground together.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is not one of those egregious hit the quarterback, pick him up, and then take an extra step and drive him into the ground. This was a continuation of force and momentum taking you to the ground. Awful call.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it's there's not much else Dallas Turner can do. There was nothing that he did that. I mean, you're free to the quarterback. You get a free hit, and like you said, he hit him so hard that Lamar Jackson's legs came up. And, I mean, it's an unfortunate part of the game these days.
Boom. Miles Price from the goal stripe. Here he comes to the 5, 10, 15, 20. And he's taken down to the 26, holds on to the ball, and that sends us to halftime. And, by the way, we are at the halfway point of the 2025 Minnesota Vikings season. The 4-4 Vikings lead the 3-5 Ravens, 10-9. Halftime show coming up soon. And we'll be back for third quarter action with the Vikings getting the ball first on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
Ready, set,
TCO for when the Minnesota Vikings need the best sports medicine available.
Ready, set.
TCO for partnering with more schools and communities.
Ready, set.
TCO for more urgent care locations ready to go. Twin Cities Orthopedics. Ready, set, TCO. Learn more at tcomn.com.
Huddle up, Vikings Nation. Don't let that Skol chant fade. Let it echo through the hallways, the bars, the stadium, and the city. Because when the Vikings score 2 or more touchdowns, you'll get a free Big Mac with a purchase of $2 or more. Only in the McDonald's app. Offer valid once per person the day after the Vikings score 2+ touchdowns through 2/28/26 at participating McDonald's. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards.
What's the difference between banks and a credit union like Wings? One word: ownership. Banks are owned by shareholders, so profits go to shareholders. At Wings, you own it, literally. So profits are reinvested in your financial experience in the form of member-exclusive rates, robust digital services, and locations throughout Minnesota. No one likes switching, but it's time to stop missing out on the benefits of financial ownership. Visit wingcu.com/own-it. Insured by NCUA. Membership required.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Vikings tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So, get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Vikings.
A winning team needs great players. At Trade Home Shoes, we have legendary players like Birkenstock, Brooks, New Balance, UGG, Adidas, and Nike. We also have top performers like Hoka, On, Olakai, UFOs, Ultra, and a rising star, Rival. Whether you're gearing up for game day or the daily hustle, score a winning pair for the whole family at Trade Home Shoes. Proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings. Trade Home Shoes. Enjoy life. Feet first.
Your station for Skol is FM 100.3 KFAN. The Fan.
The Minnesota Vikings halftime report is presented by U.S. Bank, Polaris, Happy Thursday Spiked Refreshers, and by Twin Cities Orthopedics. Now live from U.S. Bank Stadium, here's Mike Mussman.
Vikes have the lead, 10-9 here at the half, and here are your halftime stats presented by Lumen, official technology partner of the Minnesota Vikings. For J.J. McCarthy, 9 of 15, 130 yards, no touchdowns, and he had the one interception. That was the only turnover in the first half of this game. Aaron Jones on the ground, 6 carries, 14 yards, and Naylor, 2 receptions, 80 yards, big one for 62. He's leading there in receptions. Now, on the other side, you got Lamar Jackson, who's 11 of 16, 102, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's a rating of 85.9. Henry on the ground, 9 carries, 33 yards. Vikings keeping him to 3.7 average there, while Flowers has 3 receptions for 53 yards in that first half. Hey, there's a new way to stream your Vikings coverage shows and insight right there on your big screen. It's Fox Local, a free streaming app. Search Fox Local on your streaming device, install, and then stay connected to your Minnesota Vikings and local news with Fox Local. It is 10-9. Tatum Everett's going to join me in the second part of this halftime show. Talk about what we saw, what we need to see, as we're just holding on to that 1-point lead here at the half. And located at Eden Prairie Center, Wildfire offers steaks, chops, and seafood in a modern-day 1940s supper club. You can join them for lunch, dinner, or carry out, or plan your next event in one of their private rooms, or let them cater to your home or office. Visit wildfirerestaurant.com. 10-9, Vikes here at the half. Second half of the halftime show coming up next. This is Vikings football.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Just 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, and that keeps you gaming in the fast lane. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Hey, friends with food allergies. Life is about to get way easier. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, let's not argue. You've got enough stress. Just remember this name. Liam's. Liam's. Lee to the ums. As in Liam's frozen entrees that are free of the top 9 allergens. What? Gluten-free, too. Delicious, nutritious, ready in minutes, safe meals for you, your kids, and even those adorable people who can eat whatever they want. Liam's rocks. To find which grocer's freezers are cool enough to stock Liam's, head to saferplate.com.
Martin Marietta, an American-based company, is a leading producer of heavy building materials and the top supplier of aggregates and asphalt to the Twin Cities. Guided by values like safety, integrity, and stewardship, Martin Marietta strives to provide the materials on which our communities grow. Visit martinmarietta.com to learn more. Interested in a career with a rock-solid team offering competitive pay and benefits? Visit careersthatcrush.com to apply today. Skol Vikings!
With its smart, sustainable water solutions, Pentair helps the world move, improve, and enjoy water, life's most essential resource. From great-tasting water for homes and businesses, to energy-efficient pumping solutions, and everywhere in between, Pentair is focused on driving innovation that helps people and the planet thrive. Visit Pentair.com to learn how. Pentair, the official sustainable water partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
Viking speculation all week long on Minnesota's home for football. FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
First and goal, Minnesota scoreless. 9:50 to go in the first quarter. First and goal from the 4. McCarthy goes under center. Couple of receiving options left. Hawkinson in motion to the right. Handoff Aaron Jones to the left. To the end zone. Touchdown! Showtime! And Minnesota has a 6-0 lead.
Aaron Jones with the lone touchdown in the first half. 10-9. The Vikes have the lead. Showcase your football fandom by submitting your photo as the Jameson Football Fanatic of the Week. You can enter in at Vikings.com for your chance to win weekly prize packs and also a chance at the grand prize as well. You must be 21 plus to enter. A must. And we're here at US Bank Stadium up in the broadcast booth. And Tatum Everett joins me. And Tatum, is a really cool thing that's going on here at halftime. Really cool thing that the NFL and the Minnesota Vikings are doing with Salute to Service.
I love this game. I just love it. It just really, really makes you remember and think about those who've served for us to make sure that we are able to play such a game like what we're watching today.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's just it's a wonderful thing. Love seeing Aaron Jones's mom being recognized as well. Virgis is the best, and obviously her and her late husband are veterans, and it's just really cool to see.
I love that he scores in the west end zone. He doesn't really love that because he jumps
because he
up
can't do the bank vault.
Right. Yeah, it's easier on the east side.
It is.
Nonetheless.
It's so true. Yes, that was on the first drive out. What a statement to make. I mean, it was such a great start.
Yeah.
And I think that you just have to remember what that was like as you go into the halftime, right? Like, obviously, I feel like they didn't have as much of that spark as we head into the second quarter. The Ravens started to kind of warm up in this game. I think you come out here, first drive out, make a huge statement, and realize that you've been in the lead this entire game. And really sorry, I know you probably have a million questions, but really I feel like the Vikings are they're not losing, but they're beating themselves.
Yeah.
I think with the penalties, the pre-snap penalties, the Dallas Turner call really stunk.
That shouldn't have been a penalty.
There's just like a lot of things I think that have been happening that it's just self-inflicted. And if you clean that up in the second half, I feel like you could have a way larger lead than a 1-point lead at the end of the game.
The Vikings offensive line, what I noticed in that first half, man, they have really set up a nice pocket, pretty clean pocket.
Great pocket.
He's had time as well. And then J.J. McCarthy is just kind of what you expect because this is just now his 4th game that he's playing.
I feel like he needs to make decisions a little bit faster.
Yeah.
You're totally right on that. The interception left a lot to be desired.
Yep.
I think those are just the kind of first-year player mistakes he's making. Cleaning him up, being more focused. If he just goes back to the fundamentals of what he goes through every day at practice, I feel like we're going to be okay. I mean, I really, really think if they just stop shooting themselves in the foot, they'll be okay.
Right. And the defense, you got to give them credit because they have kept them out of the end zone the entire first half with just the 9 points, 3 field goals, and they've really stepped up, especially on that last possession, man. That was intense, with Wilson making one hell of a play to get the stop.
Eric Wilson, seriously, has been just this, not the surprise, but a surprise of this season as someone who's just becoming very, very valuable to this defense. To be able to hold Derrick Henry to 33 yards in the first half is awesome. Now, Derrick Henry is more of a second half kind of guy. I covered him with the Titans for 3 years, and I tell you what, I've never seen someone that looks like him. Just a physical specimen. His legs are like forever long, and so I feel like he needs a little bit of that time to get him going, and once he starts getting him going, it's tough to stop him, and the name of the game there is wearing the defense down. So as long as they can contain, follow the gaps, do gap integrity, they'll be okay. But Derrick Henry is a monster.
Oh, he absolutely is. Tatum Everett, thank you so much from the VEN, the Vikings Entertainment Network. Great stuff as always. Hey, Vikings fans, you can buy a pothole pizza for 20 ounce Pepsi or Mountain Dew, that is. Easy to read, right? With Quick Trip and their rewards for your chance to score a big one. Weekly winner is going to get $500 in a gift card, and if the Vikings score a touchdown over 50 yards that week, you're going to win $5,000 with Quick Trip. Second half coming up here next. 10-9, Vikes have the lead on the Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
For the Vikings, growth is a team effort. Coaches maximize performance. Teammates push your limits. But in business, who's there to help you grow? Lumen, that's who. Like saving live broadcasts from lag time, helping deliver the in-stadium experience for fans with millions more around the globe, and bringing all the benefits of the cloud to your network. So it's as secure as a defensive line and as legendary as the fans that cheer them on. Welcome to the on-demand network that meets your demands. Learn more at lumen.com. Services not available everywhere.
When it comes to managing your blood pressure, you play to win. You've made changes to your diet. You stay active. You've followed your doctor's game plan to the letter. But when it comes to your health, you can't always tackle it alone. Go beyond typical treatments with the Simplicity blood pressure procedure. Brought to you by Medtronic, official sponsor of the Vikings. Talk to your doctor. Results may vary. Adverse events include but are not limited to temporary pain and bruising. Read important risk factor information at beyondhbp.com.
Hey, Vikings fans, are you ready to grow your own Super Bowl team? GPAC has 34 years in the recruiting game, and we're here to help you source top talent across multiple industries nationwide. Don't wait on the sidelines. Visit gogpac.com today. That's GOGPAC.com. GPAC, your friends in South Dakota and proud supporters of the Minnesota Vikings. Skol Vikings and go GPAC.
For Minnesotans, whatever the season, we live outdoors. And no one knows that better than Polaris, the American power sports company. From tasks to trails or lakes to lanes, with brands like Polaris Slingshot and Ranger side-by-sides, Indy snowmobiles, and Bennington pontoons, Polaris is your partner to think outside. Polaris, proud partner of your Minnesota Vikings.
To Vikings football on Minnesota's station for sports, FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
10-9 Minnesota. Vikings get the ball to begin the second half. Welcome back to U.S. Bank Stadium. Hey, how many points did the team score in the final 2 minutes, 5 seconds of the Vikings 2013 game at Baltimore? 16, 21, 28, or 36? It's 36 points. That's Quick Trip Trivia and QuickTrip.com. Boom! Tyler Loop with a career-best 3 field goals, kicks it to Miles Price. Here he comes, 5, 10, 15. Gets to the 20, then he swarmed at the 24-yard line. It's a return of 23 yards by Miles, who had 5 returns for 32.9 yards last game against the Detroit Lions. 10-9 Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy, 9 of 15, 130 passing yards and an interception. He's thrown 5 this year. Aaron Jones, 6 runs, 14 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Naylor, 2 catches, 80 yards, leading all receivers. McCarthy goes under center, first down. 1st and 10, 2 tight ends off to the right. Handoff Jones. He goes that way. Past the line of scrimmage, gets to the 30. Scoots to the 35, now the 40. And that's where he stopped at the 41. Aaron Jones, speedy with that 17-yard run.
Hey, Paul, what a shot in the arm. Coming out of halftime, you hand the football off one time and you get the first down. That's what Aaron Jones has been given this offense the last couple of weeks. And despite the shoulder being nicked up, he's out there just beautiful cutback running. This Ravens defense sticks with a 4-man front, and they've got safeties down in the box instead of linebackers.
7 runs, 31 yards, and a touchdown for Showtime. First down, toss left to Jones, gets outside the numbers, tripped up at the 41, dives ahead to the 45, where Teddy Buchanan, their leading tackler, brings him down after a gain of 5 to the sideline, and here's Ben Lieber.
Yeah, guys, I got a feeling, we didn't hit some of those screen passes that we tried here in the first half, but I got a feeling that we might dial up a few more screen passes here in the second half. The reason I say that is because we are seeing a high amount of man coverage along with some Kyle Hamilton blitzes up the middle. So if they're going to play that route, maybe we can get a ball out to the outside. And again, that man coverage, all we need is one guy to miss, and it's gone.
2nd and 5 from the Vikings 46. McCarthy play action, boots out to the left, throws to Addison, caught at the 47, bounces off a Raven at the 48, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 50. So that's a gain of 4. That'll make it 3rd and very, very short first possession of the second half, where the Vikings lead 10-9.
Yeah, this is C.J. Ham checking in, so we're getting some of the bigger bodies in the game. But what's part of Jordan Addison's game I think I love is that he's not a very big receiver, but he doesn't play small, right? He uses his body, takes the hits. We saw him blocking last week against Detroit. I mean, he throws his body around.
Vikings 3 of 7 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and short. 2 tight ends, they're balanced, offset eye right. McCarthy on 3rd and 1's going to pass from under center. He's going to go deep. Jefferson fell, and Marlon Humphrey picked it off at the 5-yard line. The veteran Marlon Humphrey heads up the field, lays a lead to the 15. Now he sprints 20-25. And J.J. McCarthy has thrown 2 interceptions. He's sprinting over to the sideline, looking like he was going to talk to Kevin O'Connell. But Kevin is in a deep conversation with the side judge, wondering what it took to get Justin Jefferson to fall. All right, we pause. On the Sleep Number scoreboard, McCarthy's thrown 2 interceptions. The Vikings lead 10-9, Ravens ball on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris. Our friends at TimberTech have a checklist at the website for those of you desiring a deck. Go to timbertech.com, get started there. And after you go through the checklist of what to do with the decking and to find a contractor and everything, get yourself some samples. You'll love them. They'll send them to you for free, timbertech.com. And finally, when you work with those contractors, you will recognize TimberTech works with only the best. So if you need a deck with deck durability, start at timbertech.com.
You're listening to Vikings football.
Vikes fans, you know the drill. Game day isn't game day without the right lineup off the field. That's why I roll with Top 10 Liquors, the preferred liquor store of the Minnesota Vikings. Whether it's beer for the tailgate, bourbon for a celebratory pour, or even the latest seltzers, Top 10's got your game day covered. With 15 convenient metro locations, there's always a Top 10 nearby. Stock up today and make sure your next watch party feels like a win. Top 10 Liquors, more than a liquor store.
She's Jan, the ultimate Vikings fan.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show Fan Show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So, that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
Scratch Game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
Tomorrow marks 50 years since the Edmund Fitzgerald vanished beneath Lake Superior, taking all 29 crew members with it. Fox 9 presents Gales of November, Diving the Edmund Fitzgerald, an original documentary with rare footage, first-hand accounts, and new insight into the wreck, the debate, and the legacy of this Great Lakes tragedy. Gales of November, diving the Edmund Fitzgerald, streaming now on Fox Local. Download Fox Local for free today.
Here's a bold Nostradamus prediction. Somebody whose base color is purple will win the game today. Vikings-Ravens talk tomorrow with 10 to be in common, noon to 3 on The Fan.
Hey, Pete.
Yes, Paul.
The Minnesota Vikings are 33-4 when coached by Kevin O'Connell. When they win the turnover battle, we're -2 today and -6 on the year.
Yeah, good luck getting it back from this offense. That's one thing that this team doesn't do. Outside of Derrick Henry fumbling twice this season, they do not turn the ball over a lot.
Jackson back to pass, throws right, incomplete.
Oh, come on!
No, that's Harrison Smith crushed him before the ball got there.
He had his hand on his back. It wasn't.
All right, well, Isaiah Likely was the intended target. This will be
pass interference.
2-2.
Defense number 22.
2-2.
The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. It's first down.
Yeah, great job by
25-yard penalty.
Great job by Harrison Smith. I mean, just getting to where he's supposed to go. I mean, he has as much of a right to go up for the football as the receiver does, and he got there so early. So, I don't know, whatever. But now, the Ravens are already over midfield. We get the football beginning of the second half, move the chains on the ground, and we throw just a goofy interception, if you want to call it anything, and now here come the Ravens.
Jefferson stepped on Marlon Humphrey's foot, thus that's why he fell. Jackson passes left to Zay Flowers, caught at the 35, heads left to the 30. First down, Ravens. Zay Flowers in lickety-split fashion with another Ravens first down. That one goes for 22.
And that's just Lamar Jackson taking the snap, and he's just reading the outside linebacker, Eric Wilson, in that case. And if he sees Eric blitz, then Zay Flowers is running the slant right behind him. He throws it, drops that shoulder, and throws it sidearm so it doesn't get batted down. Just great execution by Lamar Jackson so far.
First down for the Ravens. Vikings lead 10-9. About 12 minutes to go in the third quarter. Jackson's under center, I formation behind him. Jackson back to pass. He looks over the middle, sees nothing. Now he throws out to the right to Charlie Kolar. Caught at the 20, angles left 15. Inside the numbers 10. And the big tight end gets to the 4. Charlie Kolar with a 23-yard catch and run, and now it's first and goal, Baltimore.
And Paul, these throws have not been deep down the field. They've been short. It's been run after the catch. And in this case, Andrew Van Ginkel just overruns the play to the flat and allows the cutback an additional 10, 15 yards. This is unbelievably disappointing by the defense and the offense coming in the second half like this.
First and goal, handoff Derrick Henry, jump cut left, smacked Jalen Redmond. Hargrave the second to get to him, no gain, second and goal.
And if somehow the defense can rally here and force Baltimore to kick a field goal, it's going to put it, at least it'll still be a 2-point gain, but to come out, move the chains, try to go for the jugular on third and short around midfield, and then let Baltimore just really 3-4 plays right down the field.
6 tackles for Jalen Redmond, second and goal from the 4. Jackson play action from under center, straight drop. He gets away from Jonathan Grenard. Van Ginkel's all over him, so Lamar throws it out of bounds. Incomplete pass, third and goal from the 4.
Yeah, great job by Harrison Smith. Isaiah Rodgers just on what they call the blaster drill. Once the quarterback starts moving, it goes from zone to man. You just got to grab, and Lamar had absolutely nowhere to go. Thankfully, we had Andrew Van Ginkel, who's athletic enough to stay with Lamar, and after all of that, Paul, he still threw that thing away. So Lamar Jackson's he's just impressive.
Justice Hill in spelling Henry. He's to the left of Lamar Jackson out of the shotgun. Isaiah Likely in motion to the left. Third and goal. Jackson. He's back to pass. Floats to the 15. Throws to the end zone. Out of the end zone. Incomplete. Blake Cashman with fantastic coverage along with Byron Murphy Jr. And these Ravens get a 25-yard penalty. They march down to first and goal from the 4, and they're stopped. 10-9 Minnesota. Tyler Loop in to try his 4th field goal. He's 3 of 3.
And the Vikings playing man-to-man, and the Ravens had the right route. They tried to run those underneath pick routes, And great job by Isaiah Rodgers again, and the safeties just passing all of that off. Lamar had nowhere to go.
22-yard try, right hash for the Arizona rookie. Punter Jordan Stout holds. Nick Moore is the long snapper. Snap spot. Loop. Lead. 12-10 Baltimore on the Sleep Number scoreboard. 10-19 to go in the third quarter. For Minneapolis, it's Minnesota Vikings football.
Hey, Dad, I gotta come clean about something.
Okay.
I only paid for a brand new Hyundai Tucson.
Oh, you might be on the naughty list.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid models. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends December 1st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
All right, team, huddle up. It's game time at Mystic Lake. Score season-long prizes with drawings, giveaways, and more action at the official casino of the Minnesota Vikings. Catch a $15 round-trip ride to U.S. Bank Stadium for a Minnesota Vikings home game with Mystic Lake Game Day Park and Ride. And raise a glass to victory with game day food and drink specials at Hop House, the Twin Cities' newest sports bar and live music destination. Check out the latest casino promotions at mysticlake.com. You don't want to miss out.
For all the things you have to do and places you need to be, let Uber take you there. Because you had just one more 3 rounds ago. Because the 5 a.m. flight seemed like a good idea at the time. Because check engine lights always appear at the worst possible times. And because parking downtown is a nightmare. Because there are nights out, airport trips, and car troubles in your area, there are drivers in your area. Uber. Request a ride today. Wait time varies. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
What did you do at New Horizon Academy today, Miles?
Mom, letter of the week is S. We added the word sun to our word wall. We read a book about the weather, built a solar oven on the playground. We practiced star breathing, and then I learned how to make an S in sign language. It was so fun.
Sounds like you had a great day.
New Horizon Academy offers premium early childhood development for all families. We serve best-in-class social-emotional education for kiddos from infancy to school age. Check us out at newhorizonacademy.net.
Gophers, Oregon, Friday on the audio home for Gophers football. FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
All righty. The Baltimore Ravens lead 12-10. J.J. McCarthy has thrown 2 interceptions. The Minnesota Vikings are -2 in the take-give. The Ravens have yet to score a touchdown, but still lead 12-10. And Vikings fans right now pick up a commemorative Pepsi Vikings Cup at U.S. Bank Stadium. Participating Hy-Vee or Buffalo Wild Wings locations for your chance to win Victor's Ride or other great prizes. Vikings fans deserve Pepsi. Skol. Boom! There's the loop kick. Here comes Miles Price to the 5-10-15. He dropped the ball at the 22-yard line. Miles Price, second fumble this year at the 22, may give the Ravens the ball and very good field position after they just grabbed the lead. It's a scrum. It's a scrum. 3 officials in there to establish who has the ball. Miles Price fumbled at the 22-23 Ravens ball. We're -3 in the take-give. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And coming out of the pile with the ball, Keandre Jackson, Illinois State rookie safety.
Man, trying to get another look at it to see if he was possibly on the ground. Yeah, I think he might have been on the ground before the ball came out. You may want to take another look at this.
Ruling on the field is confirmed. It's a first down for Baltimore.
Wow. Well, that was fast. We're -7 in the take-give this year, by the way.
It's I mean, we haven't scored in 25 minutes of game time, you know, and
the Ravens went from -3 to even.
Yeah. You know, now you're staring a short field in the face, and now the defense has really got their backs up against the wall. But you know, defensively, you can't choose when you're taking the field, and when you go out there, you got to defend it the best that you can, and hopefully we can hold this drive to yet another field goal attempt or even better. get the football back somehow.
12-10 Ravens, 10-13 to go in the third quarter. Here comes Lamar under center play action. Rolls out to the right. He has a running lane. He'll take it. 25-20. Dives ahead to the 17. Jalen Redmond with his 7th tackle. It's a run of 5. 2nd and 5. He's Lamar Jackson.
I guess the good news is that they're play faking and he really has nowhere to go with the football, Lamar. And the receivers do a great job of seeing zone and settling, and our defenders have been matching him. So for Lamar to have to pull that thing down, that's a small victory right there. But then you got to tackle him, which is harder to do. And for a guy like Lamar to be able to turn that into an efficient play is pretty remarkable.
2nd and 5 from the Vikings 18. The Ravens are 0 of 3 inside the red zone with touchdowns. Pistol formation offset. Lamar fakes a handoff to Derrick Henry, sprints outside the numbers to the right, gets by the 20, runs away from Jonathan Grenard, and he's smacked out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
Grenard's down. That'll
be a run of 4, make 3rd and short, and Jonathan Grenard indeed is down at the 18-yard line.
Looks
a
like
member of the Ravens medical team first to get to JG. Now the Vikings medical staff has gotten over there.
Yeah, he dove for the feet of Lamar Jackson, so it might be a shoulder.
All right, we pause. On the Sleep Number scoreboard, 9:22 to go in the third quarter. Ravens lead 12-10. They're inside the Vikings red zone as Jonathan Grenard is tended to. An NFL Scoreboard is next on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
Hey, friends with food allergies. Life is about to get way easier. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look, let's not argue. You've got enough stress. Just remember this name. Liam's. Liam's. Lee to the ums. As in Liam's frozen entrees that are free of the top 9 allergens. What? Gluten-free, too. Delicious, nutritious, ready in minutes, safe meals for you, your kids, and even those adorable people who can eat whatever they want. Liam's rocks. To find which grocer's freezers are cool enough to stock Liam's, head to saferplate.com.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait, get behind the wheel of a new Ford today. Based on calendar year total sales.
Vikings fans, looking to upgrade your wardrobe? This local brand based in St. Paul will become your new go-to. Unreal is the premium athleisure brand that combines comfort, versatility, and style. Crafting elevated apparel that will take you from the office to the gym or the airport to the golf course. Wherever you go, they've got you covered. Shop now at unreal.com and experience the difference yourself. That's UNRL.com, the best athleisure wear in the game.
Hey Vikes fans, it's head coach Kevin O'Connell. Join PA and I Tuesday mornings at 11 a.m. to talk about today's game and look ahead to our next opponent, right here on the audio home for Vikings football, KFAN.
Scoreboard Central.
Brought to you by the Minnesota Lottery. You can play the new Viking scratch game from the Minnesota Lottery for a chance to win up to $100,000 instantly. Jackson Dart, he is 15 of 23, 205 yards. He ran one in. The Giants are up over the Bears, 17-7. Of course, we're taking on the Bears here next week. Dolphins still up over the Bills as Tua's thrown a couple of touchdowns. One to Waddle, and they're up 16-0. Now back to PA.
All right, 3rd and short, tush push. They use Mark Andrews. He's going to toss it right to Lamar Jackson, who thought about passing. He sprints past the 15, out of bounds at about the 10. Make it the 11. A run of 4 yards by Lamar Jackson. Think Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts, but replace Hurts with Andrews. They tush push with their tight end. Not that time. Toss right to Jackson, who wanted to throw to Tylan Wallace in the end zone, but it was covered. Nevertheless, first down for the Ravens from the 11.
Yeah, what a catch by Lamar. He kind of had to give a one-handed grab as that toss was high, but that's what you do with your athletes. Put them in space.
Jackson on first down, throws to the end zone, incomplete. He threw it behind former Gopher Rashad Bateman, who had two steps on Joshua Metellus. A serendipitous piece of playing for the Vikings there. Van Ginkel hit Lamar Jackson kind of as he threw it. It's 2nd and 10 from the 11.
Yeah, and he put that football, you're right, just a little bit behind him. Metellus got it caught peeking in the backfield, so you got to keep an eye on the receiver coming across your face. And had he kept his eye on the ball, he might have been able to maybe intercept that one.
The former Gopher Bateman was open. 2nd and 10 from the 11. Jackson shotgun. 3 receivers left. Bateman right. He's going to go that way to Bateman. Caught at the 7. Spins to the left inside the 5. Down close to the end zone. He stopped inside the 1. Rashad Bateman with a 10-yard gain. That'll make it 1st and goal for the Ravens. And they lead 12-10 with 8:15 and counting to go in the game. And they're going to scurry to the line of scrimmage. Jackson and Justice Hill in the backfield. Handoff Justice, and he goes plowing up the middle, and no signal. Touchdown Ravens. Touchdown Ravens. Justice Hill with the touchdown, his 3rd this year, 2nd by land. And the Baltimore Ravens have an 18-10 lead. They score their first touchdown this Sunday afternoon after a Miles Price fumble at like the 26.
Yeah, after the 3rd turnover that the Vikings have given them, they've scored 13 points now off of turnovers. So they've definitely capitalized on the mistakes that the Vikings have made. We haven't scored since 10 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. So just too long of a drought. Defense has been on the field too much. And the Ravens, if you want to play this game with them, they will wear you out.
Loop's first extra point try. He's 22 of 23. Snap spot. Tyler Loop nails it. 8:02 to go in the 3rd quarter. Baltimore now has a 19-10 lead. This is Minnesota Vikings football. Our friends at TimberTech have a checklist at the website for those of you desiring a deck. Go to timbertech.com, get started there. And after you go through the checklist of what to do with the decking and to find a contractor and everything, get yourself some samples. You'll love them. They'll send them to you for free, timbertech.com. And finally, when you work with those contractors, you will recognize TimberTech works with only the best. So if you need a deck with deck durability, start at timbertech.com.
Celebrate the magic of the season at Winter Solstice at Viking Lakes. Beginning November 21st, Winter Solstice is your destination for holiday fun and winter adventure. Experience the enchanting magic of lights, drive-through experience, gaze upon the 36-foot holiday tree, skate the plaza, cozy up at the warming house, powered by Xfinity, and save the date for the Viking Lakes Ice Festival, returning January 16th. Learn more at wintersolstice.com. That's winter, SKOLSTICE.com.
This Minnesota Vikings season, touchdowns are great, but sacks are better. That's because Buffalo Wild Wings is giving away 6 free wings with a $10 minimum purchase anytime the Vikings get 2 or more sacks in a game. This Sacks for Wings promotion is valid 3 days after each qualifying game at participating Buffalo Wild Wings throughout Minnesota and surrounding areas. Get your 6 free wings on top of great drink specials, including new happy hour and late night offers throughout football season at your local B-Dubs, a preferred sports bar of the Minnesota Vikings.
Hey Vikings fans, I'm Taylor of the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders, and here's our best kept secret, Pure Luxe Med Spa. Laser hair removal at Pure Luxe is a game changer. Voted best med spa and laser hair removal by the Star Tribune, they keep us game day ready with Botox, filler, and our favorite, the Diamond Glow Facial. Visit mypurelux.com/skull to book your appointment today. Pure Luxe Med Spa, the preferred med spa of the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders.
Mesh Measure and Spence bring you Vikings linebacker Jonathan Grenard with the Power Trip every Tuesday on the official morning show and station for Vikings football, KFAN.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Vikings football.
Vikings Ravens on the audio home for Vikings football, FM 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul, The Fan.
Miles Price, the Indiana rookie, has lost 2 fumbles this year. His most recent give paves the way for the Ravens to go 6 plays, 23 yards, get their first touchdown of the game. 19-10 Baltimore. Here comes Price a yard deep in the end zone far side. Gets to the 15-20. Nice move at the 25. And now the ball comes out again. The ball came out again. It looked like Price actually gave it to a Viking who lost it. And I believe Taven Bryan or somebody for the Ravens may have fallen on this. What in the heck was that?
I have no idea. Vikings football, they rule it the Vikings way, but my goodness. I mean,
it looked like Miles Price handed.
When it comes to being a kick returner or punt returner, possession is 10/10 of the law, right? Anything you can get as a returner is a bonus, but you cannot afford to be turning the football over or putting it on the ground, and that's 2 plays in a row. It just kills momentum. Yes, the Vikings came up with the football, but still, it's just not.
He got hit. Ball bounced out to Tavier Thomas, 37.
Oh, Tyler Batty caused the fumble because he spun around and Batty was trying to block somebody.
Cool.
And as he spun around, Batty knocked the football loose. So, 2 hands on the ball if you have to, bro.
All right, here we go. Middle of the third quarter, 19-10 Ravens. The Vikings have the ball. McCarthy's under center. Straight eye, handoff to Jordan Mason. Good block by C.J. Ham. Mason plows to the right across the 40, and he's finally stopped at the 45. It's a 12-yard run by Jordan Mason.
Yeah, a little bit of a counter power, and that's kind of the cool thing with the running game now is with Aaron Jones, you're getting one style, and then with Jordan Mason back there, you're getting another, and the Ravens, their front has not been all that stout against the run, and we can't just abandon it.
1st and 10 Minnesota.
Oh, come on.
McCarthy is under center. His cadence may. Yeah.
False start. Offense number 85. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
That's the third false start penalty against the moving company today, 1st and 15.
This game's about mistakes, Paul. I mean, 3 turnovers. I don't know. We have had at least 3 false starts today. One by the center, one by O'Neal. Now this latest one
by the tight end.
By the tight end, Ben Urasek. I mean, we can't keep shooting ourselves in the feet.
McCarthy, shotgun Addison in motion to the left. Jordan Mason to the right of McCarthy. 1st and 15. Throws over the middle, caught. Adam Thielen at the 45 between the hash marks. Stopped by Kyle Hamilton and Roquan Smith, the former Bear. That's a quick hitting gain of 7, making it 2nd and 8 from the Vikings 48. And they go tempo, as they say in the business. No huddle. 2 receivers left. Jefferson right. McCarthy, shotgun. He takes the snap. Jordan Mason flares right. JJ goes that way. Caught 45. Turns it up to the 50. And he's upended at the Ravens 48-yard line. And Marlon Humphrey was an interception. Stops him after a gain of 5. So now it's 3rd and 3.
And as tempting as it is, Paul, I think to throw the football in this case, because the Ravens, after putting Kyle Hamilton in the box and doing a number of different things, trying to get pressure on the quarterback, they've settled into just playing some softer underneath zones. You still need to run the football.
Thielen in motion to the left. 2 receivers right. Jefferson and Addison. Now Jordan's in motion to the left. 3rd and 3. McCarthy back to pass. Attempts to throw over the middle, but the ball's batted at the line of scrimmage, I think, by Kyle Hamilton. On 4th and 3 from the 47. The Ravens 47, that is. And Kevin O'Connell will keep the offense on the field. The Vikings will go for it on 4th down. They're 5 of 8 this year on 4th down conversions. The Ravens have faced 18 4th downs this year, and they've given up first downs 13 times.
That's the second pass that Kyle Hamilton's batted down today. I mean, McCarthy's got to start doing something else at the line of scrimmage.
McCarthy, shotgun. 4th and 3 from the Ravens 47. Baltimore leads by 9 in the third quarter. Ravens blitz. McCarthy, straight drop. Good protection. Flag comes in. Sidearms over the middle. Incomplete at the 32. Now, flags came in from the Vikings bench side of the equation. Adam Thielen's losing his mind right now. Kevin O'Connell has his arms outstretched. Sean Hockley has to basically tell Adam, you got to calm down and get to your bench.
Yeah, I think they might call this on Adam Thielen for a pick.
Oh, jeez.
Which you get, This is the second penalty called on us in this drive alone.
Ooh, Thielen and Kyle Hamilton have to be separated. Now Jonathan Allen walks off the bench, and
it's too late now.
Things are getting very, very tenuous in front of the Vikings bench. I don't know what Adam Thielen said to Kyle Hamilton, but he didn't like it.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass and a turnover on downs. Personal foul, illegal blindside block by the offense, number 19. By rule, this foul will be bridged to the next change of possession. After the 15-yard penalty, it's a first down for Baltimore.
Yeah, that gives them... All right, so this is no different than... Yeah, they missed the one last week that
Khalif Raymond.
That we had on, that Andrew Van Ginkel got whacked on, and this one
that wasn't even close to as egregious as Raymond on Van Ginkel.
No, so they're, the problem is how Adam Thielen just, it was just so clear that
it was a pick.
Yeah, it was a total pick.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to lower the shoulder. It's another point. He could have just stood there and kind of gotten away.
Yeah.
So either way, it's now Baltimore takes over at the 39-yard line.
7 penalties for 70 yards against the Vikings. Only 1 for 5 on the Ravens.
Yeah, just call that a turnover too.
Yep.
I mean, there was no punt, there was nothing. You go for a 4th down, you get a penalty. I mean, it's
19-10 Ravens, first down. Lamar shotgun, throws it over the middle. Ball's tipped into the air, incomplete. Dallas Turner tipped it. Joshua Metellus very close to his 3rd interception this season, but he couldn't haul it in. 2nd and 10 from the Vikings 39.
Yeah, we had a couple opportunities there. I mean, that's a nice play by Dallas Turner. So Dallas Turner's showing up this time with the pass broken up, and earlier he had a sack. Unfortunately, gets the 15-yard penalty on it as well. But Dallas Turner, so far, having a good day.
2nd and 10 for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson shotgun. Derrick Henry to his left. Now Zay Flowers in motion to the left in front of Lamar. It's a handoff. Derrick Henry tried the right, didn't like it. He went back to the left, and Jalen Redmond tackled him again at the 38-yard line. Gain of 1. That'll make it 2nd and 9. Jalen Redmond playing as well as he's ever played in his life today.
Yeah, he is, and he's been consistent all year long, Paul. He's getting better, and that's kind of the great thing. As a pass rusher, as a run defender, and this defense is without Jonathan Grenard right now. So pretty impressive. So what they've been able to do without JG being on the field.
Ravens 3 of 9 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 9 from the Vikings 38. Jackson throws to the left, incomplete. Why? Because Andrew Van Ginkel snipped it out and jumped the route, and Lamar had to throw it to the feet of Zay Flowers. So now it's 4th and 9. And I believe the Ravens are going to try an incredibly long field goal here.
Yeah, that was... I think had Lamar really thrown that thing where it was supposed to go, that would have been intercepted by Van Ginkel. I mean, that was a heck of a play. So
this will be a 56-yard try by rookie Tyler Loop.
Well, they got a guy coming on the field late. This whole operation's not going to plan.
Loop's career-long attempt, 55. He missed it. His career-long make, 52. 56-yard try to the west side of U.S. Bank Stadium. It's up and no good! Your Minnesota Vikings just dodged a bullet. Down 19-10, 4:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. From U.S. Bank Stadium on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
She's Jan, the ultimate Vikings fan.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Vikings Jan Show fan show. My special guest today is Jared Allen. So, Jared, who you got for the Vikings game this week?
Minnesota Vikings.
Me too. So that's our show. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the Minnesota Lottery, who reminds you this could be your year. Play the new
Vikings
Scratch Game for a shot at $100,000, game tickets, and more. Minnesota Lottery. I'm in. Must be 18 or older to play.
Tomorrow marks 50 years since the Edmund Fitzgerald vanished beneath Lake Superior, taking all 29 crew members with it. Fox 9 presents Gales of November, Diving the Edmund Fitzgerald, an original documentary with rare footage, first-hand accounts, and new insight into the wreck, the debate, and the legacy of this Great Lakes tragedy. Gales of November, Diving the Edmund Fitzgerald, streaming now on Fox Local. Download Fox Local for free today.
For Minnesotans, whatever the season, we live outdoors. And no one knows that better than Polaris, the American power sports company. From tasks to trails or lakes to lanes, with brands like Polaris Slingshot and Ranger side-by-sides, Indy snowmobiles, and Bennington pontoons, Polaris is your partner to think outside. Polaris, proud partner of your Minnesota Vikings.
Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings are teaming up to put you in the ride of your dreams. Picture this, you behind the wheel of a brand new 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend. Nice picture. Make it happen. Stop by your local Quick Trip, and for every dollar you spend using Quick Rewards, you'll earn a point to spend in the Vikings Fan Zone. Buy special qualifying products and earn bonus Fan Zone points. Kick off your winning season the right way with Quick Trip and your Minnesota Vikings. Details at quicktrip.com/fanzone.
Vikings, Ravens now. Power Trip Morning Show returns tomorrow, 5:30 to 9 right here on The Fan. What a beautiful day for football. I love football. It's the absolute best. Back to PA. Bye.
Welcome back to the game. Vikings trail Ravens 19-10. Guys, some injury update. Jonathan Grenard is listed as questionable to return to this game with a shoulder injury, but I just watched him walk out of the locker room with no shoulder pads, wearing a hoodie, and standing on the sideline. So my guess is he will probably be downgraded soon. Guys, as our offense takes over on our own 46-yard line, we better start running the football with a little more success and frequency. 5.1 yards a carry. I like it.
On first down, McCarthy goes play action. He'll throw right flat. Caught Aaron Jones 45-50. Gets to the 45 of the Ravens, and he spins his way out of bounds to the 43. Catch and run of 12 by Aaron Jones. Roquan Smith on the tackle. First down.
Yeah, and to Ben's point, offensively, running the football, getting the football out quickly to the running backs and letting them turn and run, it has been effective. We've been able to move the football. We just, at some point along the drive, either it's by penalty or just get into a third and short and want to throw the football, and we turned the ball over 3 times so far today, and that last series pretty much was 1-2.
First down, flip right to Aaron Jones. Nice blocking, gets to the 40. Outside the numbers, 35. Taken down after another first down run, Aaron Jones. An 11-yard run. First down for the Vikings to the 31-yard line. Aaron Jones now with 73 scrimmage yards and 1 touchdown. This is a week removed from when he had 11 touches, 98 scrimmage yards in just half the game at Ford Field.
And not bad for a guy who was listed as questionable during the week. I mean, he's out there with a bad shoulder, and he looks fantastic.
19-10 Ravens, 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. First down, Vikings, pass left to Jefferson, caught at the line of scrimmage, gets by the boundary to the 25. Justin Jefferson out of bounds at the 20. That's an 11-yard gain. So the Vikings have 3 consecutive 11-yard gains, 3 consecutive first downs, and it's first down from the 20, trailing 19-10.
And with that throw, McCarthy, 170 yards. So he gets over that 160-yard barrier that people have been talking about for the last few weeks.
Well, you know what he needs? He needs his first touchdown pass at home. J.J. McCarthy has yet to throw a touchdown pass in this building. He's under center, first down. First and 10 from the 20.
Oh, my. Are you serious?
Darisaw and Hawkinson jump. There's something with this cadence here that's getting them.
I mean,
personal foul, offense, number 89 and 71.
Personal foul.
It's a 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Go ahead.
A little Freudian slide there by the official. Mm-hmm. No, McCarthy tried to check to a different play. And I don't know, sometimes you're allowed that in the play. Sometimes it's a play it, you know what I mean, where you can't check it. And they were ready. The whole entire offensive line was ready for the snap, and a lot of them were moving. So to me, from this angle, it looked to me like it was a mistake made by McCarthy.
8 penalties, 75 yards against the Vikings. First and 15 from the 25. They trail by 9 in the third quarter. Hawkinson and Jefferson in motion in tandem to the right. 3 receivers right. JJ, screen left, incomplete through the hands of Aaron Jones. It'll be 2nd and 15. And in fairness to Aaron Jones, all right, I've heard you say it a million times, and you're right. It hit his hands. He should catch it.
Well,
you think McCarthy could throw the freaking ball any harder?
Seriously. He had somebody in his lap right away. And those plays like that are Yeah, put a little touch on the football. We talk about Lamar and how he's grown and how much better he's become.
Right.
It's because of things like this. When the receiver's settling in a zone, just a little touch pass. I mean, he zipped that thing outside.
Come on, JJ, let's go. 2nd and 15 from the 25 of the Ravens. 2 receivers right, 1 left. McCarthy out of the shotgun. 4-man rush. JJ steps up in the pocket to the end zone. Incomplete. Justin Jefferson, the intended receiver, and he was covered by Alohi Gilman, that 6-year safety from Notre Dame. Nice pass by McCarthy. 18 couldn't bring it in. Now it's 3rd down.
No, it was a middle open. JJ tried to run the post. That ball was really put right on the money.
That's a fantastic pass.
Actually went through the hands of Justin Jefferson. That's one he should have come down with.
All right, the Vikings 3 of 9 on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 15 from the Ravens 25. 2:26 to go in the 3rd quarter. Ravens lead 19-10. 3 receivers right, 1 left. McCarthy shotgun. Snap. 4-man rush. Straight drop. JJ bounces around to the end zone. Left side, incomplete. Looking for Justin Jefferson. Back left of the end zone. They had him in single coverage for a second with Chidobe Awuzie, so that's a wonderful matchup. But the Vikings could not close on it, and now Will Reichard's in for a field goal try.
Yeah, another double move, and Awuzie's all over him.
Yeah, that's not PI.
Yeah, not really. But, I mean, we get to the 25-yard line, and it's shot into the end zone, You know, it's JJ has plenty of time. We're just not getting guys open down the field.
43-yard try left hash. Snap spot. Reichard. End over end. And yes. 19-13. 2:16 to go in the 3rd quarter of this slobber knocker. And the Baltimore Ravens will get the ball shortly. Having scored just 1 touchdown, they were the beneficiaries of excellent field position after a Miles Price fumble. And the Vikings were able to have great field position when Tyler Luke, the kicker for the Ravens, missed from 56. They're only able to get 3.
Yeah, the offensive ball is able to move the football, especially on the ground. The running game has been pretty darn good. We're at, Aaron Jones averaging 5.2 yards per carry, Mason averaging 6 yards a carry. So it's not a ton of yards. I mean, 59 on the ground, but we've only had 11 attempts. So the run game is there, and it's just we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot with pre-snap penalties and getting us to 2nd and 15s and really getting in our own way and staying aggressive. Kevin O'Connell staying true to what he wants his offense to be. That's getting down the field.
Ben, so the Vikings will go on defense here, and they'll do so without Jonathan Grenard, assumedly, given he's right in front of us and he doesn't have pads on.
Yeah, I'm guessing, he actually was officially downgraded to out, but which we kind of knew that when he wasn't wearing his shoulder pads. But, guys, I want to go back to the impact of those 3 turnovers that we had. That's 13 points that they've scored, 2 field goals and a touchdown after those gives, so that's a huge part of this game.
Here comes LeJonte Wester, far side to the 5-10-15. Gets near the sideline to the 25-30, and C.J. Ham brings him down. 30 brings down Wester after a 30-yard return. And with 2:10 to go in the 3rd quarter, the Baltimore Ravens have a 19-13 lead.
And this is kind of where the Ravens are built, right? They're just so efficient, so good at running the football. I would have to think that they're going to try to give Derrick Henry an opportunity. Well, he and Justice Hill give him opportunities to really just run the football here.
Lamar Jackson, 8th year from Louisville. He's under center, offset eye, left behind him. It's Patrick Ricard in front of Derrick Henry, 1st down. Lamar, straight drop, 7-step drop, sidearm to Henry over the middle, caught at the 35. Angles to the right, gets to the 40. It'll be an 8-yard catch and run by Derrick Henry, 2nd and 2.
Nice efficient play again by Lamar, turning his back on the defense. That's normally when they want to take their shots down the field, but he's got just Javon Hargrave barreling down on him and just a sidearm throw. So, McCarthy's a young guy, but he's going to have to learn some of these tricks of the trade to be able to get the football off with somebody in his face.
Jackson, 15 of 25, 165, offset eye left on 2nd and 2 from the Baltimore 41. Handoff Henry following Ricard, first down to the 45 and more. Gets to the 50. Harrison Smith wraps him up around the ankles, but Henry is just so big and just so long. He'll cap a 14-yard run and a first down for Baltimore.
Yeah, just like that. I mean, and that's Henry getting close to only 50 yards. He's only averaging 3 yards a carry before that play. Now, almost up to 4. So, when Harbaugh starts to feel Henry heating up, and this is when he starts taking games over, Paul, getting into that third quarter, or fourth quarter, excuse me.
Derrick Henry, 12 runs, 47 yards. First down, Jackson play action off Henry. Passes over the middle, caught. Veteran DeAndre Hopkins taken down by Blake Cashman. Hopkins slow to get up. He'll leave the game. It's a 9-yard connection late in the third quarter. Ravens lead 19-13.
Man, we're getting people to Lamar almost on every play, but Lamar is just getting rid of that football so quickly.
And he has sidearm to him.
It's unbelievable.
That's nice little sidearm passes he's throwing. 2nd and short from the Vikings 36. Jackson under center, offset eye left behind him. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Handoff, Henry up the middle, first down. 35 between the hash marks, stopped at the 31. 6-yard run, and that's the final play of quarter number 3. The Baltimore Ravens lead the Minnesota Vikings, a turnover-prone Minnesota Vikings team, 19-13. Back shortly. This is Minnesota Vikings football.
When a loved one's memory starts to fade, it's more than forgetting names or dates. It's watching pieces of their life quietly slip away. At the Wellshire Memory Care, it isn't just treatment, it's understanding. The team at Wellshire provides specialized support, dignity, and a safe environment where every moment matters. If your family is facing the challenges of Alzheimer's or dementia, the Wellshire is here to walk that journey with you, with compassion and with care. Visit the Wellshire today at WellshireMN.com, WellshireMN.com.
What's the difference between banks and a credit union like Wings? One word: ownership. Banks are owned by shareholders, so profits go to shareholders. At Wings, you own it, literally. So profits are reinvested in your financial experience in the form of member-exclusive rates, robust digital services, and locations throughout Minnesota. No one likes switching, but it's time to stop missing out on the benefits of financial ownership. Visit wingcu.com/ownit. Insured by NCUA. Membership required.
Minnesota deserves a go-to destination for all things high school sports in our state. All the scores, the stories, the stats, live streams, social feeds, photos, personalized team pages, breaking news. One place for everything you're looking for. That's why the Minnesota Star Tribune is launching Strip Varsity. You'll find Minnesota Star Tribune journalism, Minnesota Prep Hub stats and schedules, streams, stories, and more. Strip Varsity is Minnesota's new home for complete high school sports coverage. Sign up today at startribune.com/stripvarsity.
As a leader in innovative ingredient solutions, Sam Nutrition offers a unique personal touch that only a family-owned business can provide. As your trusted partner in animal nutrition, we source the highest quality ingredients, ensuring you achieve optimal results. Discover how our family values drive us to connect industries and unlock peak performance across your entire operation with Sam Nutrition. Learn more by visiting samnutrition.com. Sam Nutrition, high performance, reasonable price, a proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Wild Calgary Flames tonight at 7 on the audio home for Wild Hockey. FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
All righty, we're into the fourth quarter. The Ravens lead the Vikings 19-13 and have it 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 31-yard line. Now's the perfect time to score the Hyundai or car or SUV you've always wanted. See your Twin Cities Hyundai dealer today. Ravens break the huddle, led by Lamar Jackson. 16 of 26, 174 passing yards. First down from the Vikings 31. Lamar stands tall in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. Derrick Henry by his side. Snap. They go to Derrick. Derrick Henry bulldozes his way up the middle between the hash marks across the 25. Drives Blake Cashman to the 23. 8-yard effortless run by Derrick Henry. It's 2nd and 2.
We had both linebackers hitting the A-gaps, so we had a body in every gap, and Henry just took that thing, put his shoulder down, kept the legs churning, and ended up getting about 8 yards on that run. So the time of possession, all those things start to matter is we're watching Derrick Henry starting to heat up here.
Henry, 14 runs, 60 yards. 2nd and 2 from the Vikings 23. Lamar Jackson goes under center. Offset eye left. Make it offset eye right. No, it's a straight eye. Ricard in front of Derrick Henry. Right back to Derrick Henry. Following fullback Ricard. He's tripped up near the line of scrimmage by Blake Cashman, but he'll fall ahead for a gain of 1. That makes it 3rd and 1 for the Ravens from the Vikings 22, and Baltimore leads 19-13.
Yeah, this is where you got to dig deep right here defensively. I mean, you've been out there pretty much the entire game, or for a lot of this time. As we get a little bit big, we bring in Levi Drake Rodriguez and Elijah Williams. And so this isn't just hitting the running back. You got to get him to the ground here.
Ravens 30% on 3rd down. Jackson under center, offset eye right. Henry's the tailback on 3rd and 1. Handoff. Derrick Henry right side, first down. He blew a tire at the 19, fell down at the 17, and the Vikings were very fortunate with whatever happened to Derrick Henry there. I mean, he just fell. 5-yard run, but still a first down for the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what we had everything crashing inside and really nobody outside for a contain. Derrick Henry saw that, bounced it outside, and then tried to redirect north and south and slipped and fell. He probably left about 10 yards on the table.
13 minutes to go in the game. 3-5 Ravens, 19, 4-4 Vikes, 13 first down from the Vikings 17. Jackson puts tight end Isaiah Likely in motion to the right. Toss right. Derrick Henry again following Ricard. Henry crosses the 15 near the sideline, and then Elijah Williams, the undrafted rookie from Morgan State, stops him, but still a 6-yard run by the man they call King Henry.
Yeah, it's not, fancy. It's just football, right? They're just playing to their strengths. They're going to try to run this football and tell us good luck stopping our 230-pound tailback and our 300-pound fullback. We've kind of played into their hand right now.
2nd and 4 from the 11. Toss right. This time Keaton Mitchell. He's upended at the 10 by Byron Murphy Jr., and he will plunge ahead for a gain of 2. So that'll make it 3rd and 2 from the Vikings 9. Baltimore leads 19-13. Derrick Henry got all of 1 play off as Keaton Mitchell departs the game. Likewise for Tylan Wallace. And in comes Derrick Henry and Zay Flowers.
Now, if you have anything left in you defensively, then you need to use it on this play, Paul, because this could be the game. Whether or not they go for it, whether or not you can hold them to a field goal try or not, this is it.
Ravens 4 of 11 on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 2 from the Vikings 9. Jackson, play stoppage. I think we have a timeout.
Baltimore called a timeout.
Before the snap, timeout Baltimore. Their first of the half. 30-second timeout.
Vikings still have 3 timeouts. Ravens use their first with a 19-13 lead.
And I think they got lucky in that because you had Ben Ginkel coming off the edge on the top, and he was free. So you can see Harbaugh running down the sideline trying to get that timeout because defensively we gave them a look that they weren't ready for. So they're going to get an opportunity to talk it over. We got a lot of substitutions, and here we go again.
Hey, thank you, Pothole Pizza and Quick Trip. Watch or listen to the game with Pothole Pizza, and it's now available at US Bank Stadium. 3rd down, 3rd and 2 from the Vikings 9. Pistol formation. Jackson in the short shotgun. Derrick Henry behind him. Now Lamar goes straight shotgun, puts Derrick Henry to his left. Tight end Mark Andrews off to the left. Jackson with a designed run to the left, inside the 10 to the 5. He leaps over Isaiah Rodgers, who stopped him, catching him in the air. But that was a designed quarterback run following the blocking of Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews et al. A 7-yard run, 1st and goal from the 2.
Man, you take Lamar and he holds on to the football. I mean, you've got Mark Andrews rolling out there. You've got Isaiah Likely rolling out there. And then you also have Derrick Henry blocking. I mean, that's a lot. That's a mass of humanity.
Jackson goes under center. Henry, the tailback, behind Patrick Ricard, but now they shift. Lamar goes to the shotgun. Ricard is a tight end to the left of left tackle Ronnie Stanley. High snap. Jackson to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, we were messed up from the snap, Paul. You could see Harrison Smith trying to motion to get somebody to come over as they shifted the formation, and no one did. So Lamar took that thing to the outside. We just didn't have enough defenders on that side of the field. So that was confusion from before the snap. So, I mean, you got to give a tip of the cap to the Ravens. You know, they run football, they run it, they keep it on the ground, and then right at the end, shift around, get a little fancy, and Lamar executing this offense brilliantly today.
The Ravens will go for 2, up 25-13. The Vikings have not faced a 2-point conversion all year. Through the first 8 games, 3 quarters, and 4.5 minutes. The Ravens are 0 of 1 on 2-point conversions. For Mark Andrews, his 5th receiving touchdown this year. Jackson has thrown 15 against just 1 pick. Mark Andrews also 4 yards from the most receiving yards in the history of Ravens football. 2-point conversion, Lamar works out of the shotgun. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Takes the snap. Big rush, sidearm, center of the end zone for the 2 to former Gopher Rashad Bateman. And now it's 27-13 Baltimore.
Yeah, another mistake in coverage, Paul. I mean, just defensively, you're doing everything you can all day long, and then now you're just turning guys loose.
On the sleep number scoreboard, Ravens by 14 with 10:40 to go in the game on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our Built Wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
You're listening to Vikings football.
Vikes fans, you know the drill. Game day isn't game day without the right lineup off the field. That's why I roll with Top 10 Liquors, the preferred liquor store of the Minnesota Vikings. Whether it's beer for the tailgate, bourbon for a celebratory pour, or even the latest seltzers, Top 10's got your game day covered. With 15 convenient metro locations, there's always a Top 10 nearby. Stock up today and make sure your next watch party feels like a win. Top 10 Liquors, more than a liquor store.
Martin Marietta, an American-based company, is a leading producer of heavy building materials and the top supplier of aggregates and asphalt to the Twin Cities. Guided by values like safety, integrity, and stewardship, Martin Marietta strives to provide the materials on which our communities grow. Visit martinmarietta.com to learn more. Interested in a career with a rock-solid team offering competitive pay and benefits? Visit careersthatcrush.com to apply today. Skol Vikings!
When it comes to childcare, nothing is more important than peace of mind. At New Horizon Academy, our award-winning infant program provides the highest standard of care so you can rest easy knowing your child is in safe, loving hands. And to make your life easier, our infant tuition covers everything your baby needs, including diapers. No extra charges, no surprises, just one simple, affordable tuition. Ready to make your life easier? Visit nhacademy.net to learn more about our all-inclusive infant care program. Your baby deserves the best, and so do you.
When I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping on my chamber door. I hope it's not Lamar Jackson. Vikings Ravens talk tomorrow, noon to 3 on the Fan.
Welcome back to the game. The Vikings trail 27-13 after an 11-play drive. And the concerning thing about that drive, everybody, is that the Ravens ran the ball 8 times out of that 11 plays. And that's not the situation you want to be in for a defense that's done a really, really good job. But this is a physical style of football, and they're starting to wear us down.
Boom! There's the loop kick to Miles Price. He takes it at the 5 to the 10 to the 15. Far side of the field by the sideline to the 25. He held on to it. Miles Price held on to it. 26-yard return, and we have 10.5 minutes to go in the game. Ravens lead 27-13. What are you looking for here, Mr. Analyst?
Yeah, well, you got yourself behind the 8 ball. You've got to get 2 touchdowns on the board in 10 minutes and 35 seconds. So for the Ravens, I would expect them to be a little bit more conservative and play some more kind of off-type coverages, so the run should be there, and some of these underneath throws, so we got to be efficient.
First down, Minnesota from its own 29-yard line, trailing 27-13. Handoff, Jordan Mason to the right side across the 30. He runs over a Raven at the 35, and it's a 12-yard run for Jordan Mason. First down for the Minnesota Vikings, trailing by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
And that's kind of the other part of this operation is we got to get in and out of the huddle quickly, get to the line of scrimmage, because every second now matters when you're down by 2 series. So let's speed this thing up.
I don't know what's up with Jalen Nailor. I mean, all he did was have 82 receiving yards in the first quarter. We've barely seen him since. All right, first down. 1st and 10 from the 41. Flag, false start Vikings. They're 4th this game.
Come on. This is what I'm talking about. It's just the operation of the whole thing. It's just getting to the line of scrimmage, getting in and out of the huddle. You're getting the snap off. I mean.
And it's...
False start by the offense, number 18. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
But these seemingly happen after we have some form of positivity, like a first down.
Yeah, you're right. And we're just not good enough right now with the young quarterback to overcome these kinds of mistakes consistently. And now we're, 1st and 15.
1st and 15 from the Vikings 36. About 10 minutes to go in the game. J.J. McCarthy has thrown 2 interceptions against no touchdowns. Out of the shotgun. Fastball over the middle, incomplete. Flag came in. It's going to be some form of defensive holding on the Ravens.
Yeah, Roquan Smith. You got him one-on-one with T.J. Hawkinson in the middle of the field, and he kind of grabbed on him.
Interference, defense number 0.
Yeah.
It's a first down at the spot of the foul.
By the way, only the Ravens' 2nd penalty today.
Yeah, you got to give them credit where credit's due. They've been playing mistake-free football in that regard. Fortunately for the Vikings, able to overcome that mistake, but not much in the way of yardage, as the ball is only to the 41-yard line and get a fresh set of downs. But we're kind of just resetting the whole operation right here.
Jalen Nailor in the game. He's wide left as Jordan Addison goes in motion. McCarthy, play action. He ducks under one Raven, but he can't duck under a second, and he is sacked. J.J. McCarthy was sacked back at about the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 3, and that sack goes the way of Travis Jones, who now has 1.5 this year.
Yeah, T.J. Hawkinson's got to get a little bit more of him because he blitzed from depth. I mean, he was kind of late to get up there. And it was a play action. He was kind of bending it back behind the line of scrimmage, but you got to get more of the blitzer in that regard. You had a guy there for it. You just got to get more out of him.
2nd and 13 from the Vikings 38. 27-13 Baltimore. Addison in motion to the left. High snap to McCarthy out of the shotgun. Steps up, throws, caught. T.J. Hawkinson at the 42. Quick hitting gain of 4 with 9 minutes to go in the game. And now it's 3rd and 9 from the Vikings 42. They trail 27-13. They don't appear to be in any form of a hurry. They thought about huddling, then opted against it, and here we go. McCarthy out of the shotgun. 2 receivers left and right. 3rd and 9 from the 42. Ravens blitz. J.J. straight drop. He's going to fade one to Jefferson left side. Incomplete. Jefferson tried to make a one-handed, left-handed catch. Flag comes in late. Jefferson all over side judge guy, but back judge guy, he threw the flag from about a mile away. This should go the way of the Vikings unless they decide to pick it up.
Yeah, we'll see.
Pass interference.
Yep.
Defense number 3.
There we go.
The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. It's first down.
I mean, you got JJ against the Awuzie again. I mean, that's something that we should be wearing out. And JJ trying to make a one-handed grab. Awuzie's got his hands all in his, trying to keep him from being able to get his hands up, which is why JJ was only able to get one arm up for the catch. So, we finally get a call and get down to the 20-yard line. So we're really kind of back in business here with 8:37 left to go.
38-yard penalty against Chidobe Awuzie. First down from the 20, trailing by 2 touchdowns. Fourth quarter handoff. Jordan Mason left side. Veteran John Jenkins ran him down from behind. It's only a gain of 1. John Jenkins, 13th year from Georgia. He weighs 365 pounds. He was very nimble on his feet, and it's 2nd and 9 from the 19. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Hawkinson, slot right. Naylor, slot left. McCarthy out of the shotgun, facing a 4-man rush. JJ fires left, caught Jalen Naylor at the 15, stopped at the 14, and he stopped by Teddy Buchanan, their leading tackler, the rookie. Gain of 6. It's 3rd and 3, middle of the 4th quarter, 27-13 Baltimore.
And with that reception, Naylor is closing in on a 100-yard game. So, Paul, you mentioned him earlier about him not being in the game, but yet really just kind of tearing these Ravens apart. So Naylor is in the last few weeks been a much more targeted receiver.
3 catches, 86 yards. 3rd and 3 from the Ravens 13. McCarthy, shotgun, 2 receivers left and right. Snap, 4-man rush. JJ steps up in the pocket, throws to the right. The ball is batted at the line of scrimmage. It is incomplete. That is the 3rd time that's happened this game to JJ McCarthy. That one was John Jenkins.
Yeah, Kyle Hamilton got in there and batted the football down, and this time it was Jenkins. And for McCarthy, Paul, it seems like he gets more passes batted down at the line of scrimmage than most quarterbacks that we've seen. So I think teams, and the Ravens in particular, they're not getting to the quarterback, so they're trying to stay in these throwing lanes and get their hands up. And it's up to the offensive linemen to get these guys to keep their hands down.
4th and 3, Minnesota 0 of 1 on 4th down. Play clock down to 3. McCarthy puts a guy in motion, takes the snap. Ravens rush 3. JJ throws to the right side, incomplete to Justin Jefferson at the 2-yard line. And for a 2nd time this second half, the Ravens have turned over the Vikings on downs. 7:15 to go in the game. Baltimore 27, Minnesota 13 on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Audio Network, driven by Polaris.
Eagan, Minnesota is the proud home of the Minnesota Vikings, and it's also the ultimate destination for fantastic fun. Eagan features over 100 unique restaurants and amazing attractions, such as Twin Cities Premium Outlets and the Vikings Museum. And when you stay in any of Eagan's 19 incredible hotels Thursday through Sunday and pick your package, you'll receive 2 free tickets to the Vikings Museum. Other great offers are also available. For complete details, visit enjoyegan.com. That's enjoyegan.com.
Huddle up, Vikings Nation. Don't let that Skol chant fade. Let it echo through the hallways, the bars, the stadium, and the city. Because when the Vikings score 2 or more touchdowns, you'll get a free Big Mac with a purchase of $2 or more. Only in the McDonald's app. Offer valid once per person the day after the Vikings score 2+ touchdowns through 2/28/26 at participating McDonald's. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards.
As a leader in innovative ingredient solutions, Sam Nutrition offers a unique personal touch that only a family-owned business can provide. As your trusted partner in animal nutrition, we source the highest quality ingredients, ensuring you achieve optimal results. Discover how our family values drive us to connect industries and unlock peak performance across your entire operation with Sam Nutrition. Learn more by visiting samnutrition.com. Sam Nutrition, high performance, reasonable price, a proud partner of the Minnesota Vikings.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Vikings tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So, get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Vikings.
Wolves back.
Fire the buzzer and hit it!
Hear the howl live tonight on the Minnesota Timberwolves channel on the free iHeartRadio app.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah, big day for the flagship FM 100.3 KFAN with this Vikings-Ravens game. Joe O'Donnell and Tom Reed on the call later with the Minnesota Wild taking on Calgary. Alan Horton will be boxing the Wolves in Sacramento on the dedicated Timberwolves channel via the free iHeart Audio app. Meanwhile, 27-13, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens lead in the 4th quarter. Handoff Derrick Henry. He heads up the middle and is taken down immediately by Levi Drake Rodriguez. No gain, 2nd and 10.
And for Baltimore, I think regardless of whether or not they even throw the football, they're gonna try to keep this clock moving because the Vikings have to score twice as we get under 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So they're just going to take their time, get to the line of scrimmage, let this play clock tick down, and make, even if they're 3 and out, eat up as much time as possible.
This Maryland Moving Company been doing a wonderful job for Derrick Henry this second half. 2nd and 10 from the Ravens 14, 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Lamar back to pass. Oh, he's hit. He's sacked finally. Back at about the 5-yard line. Jonathan Allen finished him off. Somebody came streaking around the edge. I believe it was Javon Hargrave.
That was Van Ginkel that got around the edge on the outside.
Ooh.
Just right past Patrick Ricard. So,
yeah.
I mean, when Van Ginkel's in the game, Paul, we pressure the quarterback going into this game 49% of the time. Without him, 39%. Yeah. So Van Ginkel makes a huge difference, and he did on that play.
And by the way, the Vikings have been operating defense for a majority of the second half without Jonathan Grenard, who left with injury. Ravens 5 of 12 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 17 from their own 7. Lamar, shotgun, back to pass, sidearms it right from the end zone, incomplete to Justice Hill, and he stopped the clock. Lamar and John Harbaugh just did us a solid. Vikings still have 3 timeouts, so Jordan Stout, 4th year, Pennsylvania State University, will be punting it from the end zone, and the Ravens lead 27-13.
Yeah, Miles Price lining up on the Vikings about 43-yard line, so hopefully we'll be getting some good field position because we need 2 touchdowns in 5 minutes and 41 seconds here.
Vikings have not had a punt return touchdown since 2016. First year of U.S. Bank Stadium. Against Houston, it was main man Marcus Sherrills. Big booming punt by Stout. Holy cow, was that a nice punt. And it goes out of bounds far side of the field where the Ravens bench is. Around the 35, maybe the 30. That's like a 54-yard punt. They needed that one badly. And their 4th year punter rendered Miles Price useless by kicking it out of bounds.
Yeah, but then again, Paul, these Viking-Ravens games, they get exciting with a little bit of time left. You remember 2013.
Yeah.
One of the craziest.
36 points scored in the final 2 minutes.
Cordell Patterson. Even Toby Gerhart. Even Toby Gerhart got into the mix.
Jacoby Jones.
It was crazy.
Like a 90-yard kick return touchdown. All right, well, let's flip the script on that, score a lot of points, and actually win the game.
Really? They're gonna. Okay, McCarthy now with the false start. Really?
This is the 5th.
False start by the offense, number 9.
Yeah.
It's 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Plenty about which to chat Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the 9 to noon radio show on FM 100.3 KFAM when we have Kevin O'Connell every single week at 11 a.m. each and every Tuesday. There, you got the penalty. You just have so much to chat about this Tuesday.
Yeah, just too many mistakes. I mean, from McCarthy, 16 to 30, he's at 180, but only a 43.8 passer rating.
McCarthy, 1st and 15, takes the snap, straight drop, throws over the middle, caught Jordan Addison on the run at the 47, hits to the center of the field to the 50, into Ravens territory to the 45, make it the 44, 26-yard hit, McCarthy to Jordan Addison, who's been quiet today, 5:15 and counting to go, first down from the Ravens 44, Baltimore 27, Minnesota 13, McCarthy facing a 4-man rush, steps away from the pressure to the left, now he pumps, throws left, incomplete. By the way, throw the flag! Roquan Smith just decapitated Aaron Jones. What's that fool doing? Are you kidding me with that? I mean, it was a mile away from the ball.
Now they got a flag on the field. So,
they threw it?
Yeah, there's one. It's right behind the yard marker. You probably can't see it from your angle. Yeah, that was...
He just jacked him up.
I don't know what Roquan Smith was thinking.
Well, he didn't decapitate him. He pushed him.
Yeah, he pushed him. So.
But his head snapped. That's why I thought he hit him. I was thinking Stephon Gilmore on Justin Jefferson in that Indianapolis game.
Yeah, but I mean, kind of either way. He wasn't looking for the
Pass
ball.
interference, defense number 0.
That's one way to put it.
At the spot of the foul is first down.
That's one way to put it. Pass interference.
Yeah, that was, Roquan Smith is a very physical linebacker, very, very good against the run.
Yeah.
And the Vikings have tried to isolate him in coverage the best they can. And in that respect, he never looked back for the football. He just knocked Aaron Jones out of bounds. So in that alone, they could have called pass interference because he wasn't making a play on the ball.
Jefferson left, Addison right. 1st and 10 from the Ravens 35. 5 minutes to go in the game. McCarthy on a deep drop. Now he runs out to the right. He's going to throw it to the right side, incomplete. Something went wrong there. Ball went out of bounds at the 15. Addison was in the end zone. 2nd and 10.
Now Will Fry's giving up a pressure underneath. So these Ravens are finding a way. You would think with the 4-man rush that the Ravens are doing, they're not being aggressive, they're not taking guys out of their zones. We should be able to protect up front and give McCarthy time. And Will Fry's got beat on a little inside move on that last play and forced McCarthy out of the pocket. So the moving company, the offensive line, now is when you need to be playing at your best and give your young quarterback time to survey the field.
2nd and 10 from the Ravens 35. 27-13 Baltimore. High snap to McCarthy. Straight drop. He's going to throw center of the field, and it is intercepted by Roquan Smith. J.J. McCarthy has thrown 3 interceptions today. The Vikings have been turned over on downs twice, which basically means they're -6 in the take-give today. That's like less than a 1% chance to win. 4:50 to go in the game. 27-13 Baltimore. Roquan Smith with a leaping grab, his first interception this year.
Yeah, that's not good. He's like you said, Paul, the 3rd interception, had a fumble, so that's 4 total. Wow. So we come out of this game -8.
Well, the Ravens came into it -3. They're +1.
Yeah, they come out of this one +1. And for JJ, he's down to a 33.1 passer rating.
Yeah.
Oh, they're ruling it incomplete.
They are. Chip chair chance.
Here we go.
Chip chair chance. Well, look at everybody leaving. Hey, they said it was incomplete. Give it one more play. One more play, okay? They said it was incomplete. Give it one more play, all right? Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, we got to get you a yellow jacket.
Put CSC on the back of it.
Exactly. Get you out there, keeping people. So here we go. Let's see what the young guy can do. Bouncing back. You got 2 downs to get 10 yards.
Yep.
Let's go.
So what happened was it looked like Roquan Smith intercepted it. All turnovers are reviewed. Sean Hockley's group said, nope, incomplete. And here we go. 3rd and 10 from the Ravens 35. McCarthy on a deep drop. He's going to throw to the sideline right side.
Should have been
incomplete. Jefferson wide open at the 18.
Yeah.
McCarthy sailed it 5 feet over his head. And again, he threw the ball too hard.
Yeah, that's unacceptable at this level. When you have somebody, you have a 3-level route to the far sideline, shallow, middle, and deep. And JJ, a little bit like last week when he rolled out and just fired that football to the sideline, he put it that ball wasn't even catchable.
No.
So, and it should be a first down somewhere around the 15-yard line.
Big time.
So you got to make those plays.
A Vikings 0 of 2 on 4th down. 4th and 10 from the Ravens 35. 3 receivers right. McCarthy facing a safety blitz from Malachi Starks. Runs away from it to the right. He's going to throw down the field and caught at the 7-yard line by Jalen Naylor. So it's a hit of 28 yards. Naylor has more than 100 receiving yards. Thank heavens he's back in the game finally. 1st and goal for the Vikings from the 7. 4:20 and counting to go in the game. They trail 27-13. McCarthy out of the shotgun. Aaron Jones by his side. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Looks left. Sees nothing. Steps up. Now he's going to run inside the 10. Dives to the 5-yard line. And that'll be a run of 2 yards. 2nd and goal from the 5.
And to go back a play, it was Marlon Humphrey, Paul, who was blitzing. It was really kind of basically free to the quarterback, and McCarthy did what the duck that we've seen him do many times, and he came up and was able to get that ball down the field. So
how about that Naylor catch?
Yeah, just a very nice catch by Naylor to get us down and out of the 5-yard line.
2nd and goal from the 5 for J.J. McCarthy. Shotgun. Naylor in motion to the left. McCarthy throws to the end zone. Incomplete. Center of the end zone, right at the goal line for Justin Jefferson. The pass was low. He was covered by Roquan Smith. So now the 8th play of a possession that's gone 56 yards. It's taken it's taken nearly 2 minutes. Roquan Smith had what everybody thought was an interception, but Sean Hockley's group said no, incomplete pass. the Vikings on 4th down threw one to Naylor at the 7. He had to tip it in the air and brought it in. And now here we are, 3rd and goal from the 5. 3.5 minutes to go, trailing by 14. McCarthy. Naylor in motion to the left. JJ. Straight drop. Bounces around. Throws back center of the end zone. He overthrew Jordan Addison by 10 feet. I mean, it's not that Addison was open. He was double covered. But, I mean, what's happening with this thing?
He got hit right as he threw. Taking a look at the numbers, Justin Jefferson has been targeted 11 times and only has 4 receptions. So it might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. His arm was hit as he threw it.
Travis Jones.
As Donovan Jackson.
McCarthy held it for an hour.
Yeah, you did. He had plenty of time to throw it.
All right. 4th and goal from the 5. 3:28 to go. 27-13 Ravens. False start McCarthy. That's number 6. You've got to be kidding me with this.
False start. Offense number 75. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
All right, so it's O'Neal. That is our 6th false start.
It could have been either one of them. And we talked about before, turnovers and pre-snap penalties. Control the things you can control. These were the topics of conversation when we went into playing Detroit. Right. And we actually took care of business going into Detroit. So today, not so much. I mean, the Ravens are giving us opportunities. They have kind of all day, and we just not been able to capitalize on it.
4th and goal from the 10. McCarthy puts Jefferson in motion left to right. 2 receivers left and right. Takes the snap. 5-man rush. JJ steps up. Back right of the end zone, and it is caught! Touchdown! Jalen Naylor on 4th down, and now 27-19 Ravens.
Wow, that was an amazing throw as Jalen Naylor was covered by Nate Wiggins at the back of the end zone. And really, McCarthy just threw it to the backside of where Wiggins was, and Naylor just snuck his way through, got 2 feet down. So beautiful throw by J.J. McCarthy, and what a day so far for Jalen Naylor. 4 receptions, 114 yards. He has been huge today.
That is J.J. McCarthy's first touchdown pass at U.S. Bank Stadium in a regular season game.
And we're going for 2.
Trailing by 8, the Vikings will go for 2. Minnesota 2 of 3 this year on 2-point conversions. 2 receivers left and right. McCarthy out of the shotgun, puts Thielen in motion to the left. Looks that way, throws that way, incomplete. Looking for Justin Jefferson in single coverage on Chidobe Awuzie. So Minnesota still down 8 with 3:23 to go in the game. Jalen Naylor, 5 catches, 124 yards and a touchdown. He has 2 touchdowns this year. McCarthy finally has thrown a touchdown pass at U.S. Bank Stadium. That's against 2 interceptions today, but JJ has thrown for 244 yards. Minnesota has 3 timeouts remaining. It's 27-19 Ravens.
Paul, and this is a time when you look at the Ravens and them being able to get 13 points off of turnovers, right?
Yeah,
13 points, and how much would that change the game right now? So the false starts, the number of other things that have been issues. I think defensively, you've been put in some bad spots. The defense has responded, but we haven't gotten any turnovers today either. So as well as the defense has really played against a very dangerous offense in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson and in that whole squad.
Yeah.
Somewhere at some point you've got to try to get the football back in the hands of the offense. So the turnovers, the big plays that just haven't been there for this team offensively or defensively.
Will Riker set to kick it off to one of 2 guys for the Baltimore Ravens. He's kicking to the west side of U.S. Bank Stadium, and boom, end over end kick. Flag comes in, by the way. Here's LeJonte Wester to the 5-10-15 near the Vikings sideline, and Eric Wilson hits him after a 21-yard return. This flag came in on the Ravens.
It was before, really right when the ball was kicked, so it's got to be an alignment issue.
Cool. I think it's 88.
Illegal formation by the receiving team. Not enough players on the right side of the formation. This 5-yard penalty by rule will be enforced from the dead ball spot. It's first down.
Back at the 16-yard line, maybe the 17. All right, so Kevin O'Connell, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, has 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, but that's what I was just going to say, Paul, is as badly as things have gone in certain areas so far today, it's a one-score game. You've got over 3 minutes. You have 3 timeouts.
No Grenard.
The defense has an opportunity here to really just turn this thing around. I mean, now is the time for a turnover. If you have one in you today, now is when we need it.
Justice Hill, the tailback. Zay Flowers in motion. It's a read option to the wide receiver, Lamar Keeps. Turns it up inside the numbers to the 20, and he's hit hard by Andrew Van Ginkel and stopped after a run of 6. Timeout. Kevin O'Connell will use his first of 3 timeouts, trailing 27-19. And after that 6-yard run, 2nd and 4 from the 23.
And Van Ginkel takes himself out. I don't know if he got poked in the eye or something, but he came over to the sideline and in runs Dallas Turner. So Dallas Turner, Paul, he's shown up today.
Yeah.
So Dallas Turner's done a good job.
Agreed.
And as the better he gets to be playing, and you have Van Ginkel and you put Turner on the field as well as Grenard, that's a problem for offense.
With Grenard out and Van Ginkel on the sideline, the edge rushers are Dallas Turner and Eric Wilson. On 2nd down, handoff, Derrick Henry to the left side, across the line of scrimmage, hit at the 25, stopped at the 26, run of 3. So now, timeout Vikings, 3:09 to go in the game. 3rd and 1 for the Baltimore Ravens from their own 26-yard line, and they lead it by 8.
This is what, we shouldn't have to implore the fans to get in on this one. I know this game has not been as exciting or the way you wanted it to go with a litany of mistakes. However, it is what it is. We're 1 score down, 3:09 left to go. It's 3rd down. We've got to find a way to stop the Ravens right here defensively. Whatever you can do, let's go.
Lamar Jackson goes under center. Patrick Ricard in front of Derrick Henry. Henry has 3 fumbles this year. 1 cost them a game at Buffalo week 1. 3rd and 1, handoff Ricard. Patrick Ricard, seldomly used. Plunges up the middle, first down. Sneaky. Very sneaky. It's a plunge of 3 and a first down for the road team.
And the Vikings take their 2nd timeout.
Final timeout,
sorry, right there.
That's Ricard's first run this year, by the way, Pete.
Yeah, I think that's the first time Ricard has touched the ball this year. He came in with 0 carries, 0 receptions, big body in the backfield, and they needed half a yard, handed off that way. But that's what time of possession does. That's with all the running and the physicality they've been able to play with. You put money in the bank, and when you need to get half a yard, then you hand it to your big man and let him take care of it.
Derek Likely wide left, Zay Flowers slot left, Jackson under center, offset eye right, Ricard in front of Henry. Handoff Derek following Ricard. Blake Cashman comes knifing through, captures him for a tackle for loss back at the 29.
Yeah, huge play by Blake Cashman right there, Paul.
No gain that is.
Right at the back of the line of scrimmage. But I mean, to bring down Derrick Henry one-on-one in the backfield, it's not easy to do. But they're trying to run a little bit of a counter up front. You make Henry bounce it outside. Keep him from going north and south, and you're giving yourself an opportunity. You're giving yourself a chance. 20
runs, 75 yards for Derrick Henry. 2nd and 10 from the Vikings. Make that the Ravens 29. Baltimore leads by 8 with 2:25 and counting to go. Zay Flowers dropped it on an end around as he's heading right to left, and then he turns up outside the numbers to the 30, taken down at the 35. That's a run of 6, and it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. The Minnesota Vikings have no timeouts. They cannot stop the clock. The 2-minute warning will be their final opportunity to have festivities slow down. And when we return, Baltimore 27, Minnesota 19, 3rd and 4 for the Ravens on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings audio network, driven by Polaris.
No matter who you are or what you do, there's a Ford vehicle that can help you own the day. Make life on the go feel like a breeze in the new Ford Explorer. Make tough tasks look easy with the powerful performance of a new built Ford Tough F-Series truck, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Or take your adventures in the great outdoors to a whole new level with our built wild family of Ford Broncos. Whether it's for work or play, there's a Ford with a great deal waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Don't wait. Get behind the wheel of a new Ford today, based on calendar year total sales.
Vikings fans, meet the MVP of flavor, the Humble Goat. Our cranberry cinnamon goat cheese earned second place in the World Champion Cheese Contest, and our plain goat cheese just scored second at the American Cheese Society Awards. Smooth, creamy, healthy, and perfect for game day and every day. Find the Humble Goat cheese at your local store, and don't forget, Humble Goat protein powder is fueling fans everywhere. Available now on Amazon. World class and Minnesota proud.
Vikings fans, it's time to use Pays, an online checkout offered by banks and credit unions. With Pays, checking out is fast and convenient because eligible cards appear in one place. Ready to use when you order game day food delivery, your team's latest jersey, or flights to away games. You can beef up your defense at online checkout too. Using Pays gives you added security because actual card numbers aren't shared with merchants. Find out if your bank or credit union offers Pays today at Pays.com. That's PAZE.com.
For the Vikings, growth is a team effort. Coaches maximize performance. Teammates push your limits. But in business, who's there to help you grow? Lumen, that's who. Like saving live broadcasts from lag time, helping deliver the in-stadium experience for fans with millions more around the globe, and bringing all the benefits of the cloud to your network. So it's as secure as a defensive line and as legendary as the fans that cheer them on. Welcome to the on-demand network that meets your demands. Learn more at lumen.com. Services not available everywhere.
Your home for all things purple.
Always hit and he's sacked.
FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Vikings football.
For Minnesota sports, follow the leader. Minnesota sports leader is FM 100.3 KFXN Minneapolis, St. Paul, The Fan.
Ben Lieber, Pete Bursich, Paul Allen, U.S. Bank Stadium, Lamar Jackson. And the Ravens break the huddle 3rd and 4 from their own 35, up by 8. Quick snap. Jackson rolls out to the right, throws it, balls, bounces in the air, incomplete. Andrew Van Ginkel deflected it. It went up into the air. Nobody came down with it. That's the bad news there. But the good news is the Ravens are punting. 1:55 to go in the game. Minnesota has no timeouts remaining, trailing 27-19. And Jordan Stout.
Wow. That's a gutsy call on that in that regard.
Right.
I mean, to go out there and throw the football, stop the clock, and
or you got Charlie Kolar's running on late again.
Yeah, with the Vikings, no timeouts. I mean,
yep.
Oh, we got our own guy coming on late.
Jay Ward ran on late. We only had 10 people.
Terrible punt.
Yeah, not a great punt. Miles Price fields it helmet high. A flag on the play. Price turns it up 20 between the numbers and the hash marks near side. 25 taken down to the 26. But I think that's going to be the 27. We'll go back to the 22, Pete, because I bet you this is on the Vikings.
Yeah, Keaton Mitchell going down.
Yep.
They're one of their far side of the field, but here's another
during the kick, holding by the receiving team number 6. By rule, this penalty is enforced from the end of the kick, the 15-yard line to the 7.5. It's first down, Minnesota.
Yeah, it's like it's
Dwight McLeathern, you say.
Special teams penalties now. I mean, again, it's like every time we get a little bit of momentum, they try to throw the ball after the 2-minute warning when we're out of timeouts. And now we've got to go 93 yards in a minute and 44 seconds and then convert a 2-point play just to tie this thing up.
Other than that, Miss Lincoln, how was the play?
Well, I mean, if McCarthy wants to, if you want to start the legend, this is where you do it, right here. If you
let's start the legend.
Let's start the legend
right now.
Do it right now.
McCarthy, shotgun from his own 7, trailing 27-19, takes the snap, fades to fire from the end zone, throws left, overthrew Jefferson at the 30, incomplete. I mean,
that's just
with all due respect, McCarthy is now missing so badly that you have adversarial players running into each other and hurting each other.
Yeah, that's the second throw, Paul, where we've had people wide open. And it's actually been Justin Jefferson twice, and I believe right now that's like the 14th time he's been targeted, 13th time.
Wow.
And he's open, and just get him the ball, and then you got the first down, and you're at the 30. I mean, that's kind of a layup at this level, and we just missed it.
Come on, JJ. Hawkinson in motion to the right. 2nd and 10 from the 7, trailing by 8, a minute and a half left. McCarthy steps up, looks down the field. Now he's going to run. 10, 15, gets to the 20, 25, heads to the left of the 30. Fans are out of their seats, and he is taken down at the 34. 26-yard run by J.J. McCarthy, the longest of his career. 123, 122, 121. We have no timeouts remaining. 27-19 Ravens. McCarthy shotgun. 3 receivers right, 1 left, 4-man rush. J.J. steps up, throws to the right, caught T.J. Hawkinson at the 38, stopped right there by number 38. Excellent open field tackle after a 4-yard gain by Keon Martin, Louisiana Lafayette rookie. Clock's running.
Let's go.
Let's go. Right. McCarthy fades to fire. Good pocket. Steps up. Throws right. Incomplete. Jalen Naylor was on some type of a crosser. He was open. Jordan Addison was kind of open. So now 3rd and 6 from the Vikings 38, trailing 27-19.
Yeah, it was only 47 seconds left to go. So anything that lands in bounds, you've got to be the offensive line. You got to get down the field. If you get the first down yardage on this play, either way, you got to hurry up and get to the line of scrimmage to kill the clock.
3 left. Naylor, who's had a big game, to the right. Justin Jefferson, slot left. T.J. Hawkinson, inside slot left.
Oh, here we go.
This is our 7th false start in one game.
False start. Offense number 75.
In one
it's
game.
A 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
I think that's 3 against Brian O'Neill.
Yeah.
13 penalties, 102 yards.
Yeah, it's challenging because you're playing at home, so you don't have the crowd noise, right? You want to have some type of home field advantage, and that's one of the most routine or simplest things. This is a professional level. You should be able to know when the snap counts.
3rd and 11 from the Vikings 33. 4th quarter, McCarthy gets away from the pressure, runs up the middle, 35, spins at the 40, short of the first down. 35 seconds and counting after the 7-yard run.
And we still need a first down, so let's go.
And it's 4th and 4 from the 40.
You can't just kill it. We gotta move the chains here. Come on, guys.
Here's the newest, biggest 4th down of the 2025 season for the Vikings. Trailing by 8. McCarthy takes the snap. Timeout, Ravens.
Wow.
Timeout, Ravens. Well, they got to sneak that thing in there nice and late, didn't they?
It's again, throwing the ball on 3rd down. Now taking a timeout in that situation. So 21 seconds left to go. You don't have enough time, I don't think, to get this thing in bounds anywhere. If you get it, I mean, at least if you move the chains, you can get up and spike it and have maybe one more play to go. But that's a tough. There's a lot of time burnt off the clock. The operation just a little bit slow today, Paul.
27-19 Baltimore. Jefferson, Addison, and Naylor right. Jones and Hawkinson left. Empty backfield on 4th and 4. McCarthy takes the snap. 3-man rush. McCarthy runs out to the left. Now he spins back to the right. He plants. He points down the field. He can't find anybody. Teddy Buchanan's all over him. Throws left, incomplete. He threw across his body to the left side of the field. Aaron Jones could have caught that at the 48. Who's going to be mad at Aaron? Well, honestly, he scored a touchdown today. He's playing with a bad toe and a bad shoulder. And the legions of fans here at U.S. Bank Stadium begin flooding the exits because the Ravens have improved to 4-5, and the Vikings have dropped to 4-5.
And they went with a 2-man rush, and we were running all vertical routes down the field. McCarthy scrambling around. No one broke it off.
Yeah.
No one broke their route off or did anything to try to get themselves open. So they're going to have to work on that drill a little bit.
Lamar Jackson is now 24-4 lifetime against NFC teams. David Koob is our statistician / spotter. Has been since 2007, and Koob's key to the game. Jalen Nailor, 5 catches on 6 targets. He had 124 yards, a long of 62 in the first quarter. He had a touchdown on a 10-yard reception in quarter 4 to bring the Vikings within 8 points. Unfortunately, the Minnesota Vikings could not rally and have fallen short, 27-19 to the Baltimore.
Experience and authenticity. We're champions for the underdog. Life happens, and when you need help, you deserve a team without hidden agendas. A team that delivers real support and results. When you have both, your whole world can change. So if you've been hurt in a crash, call Sam and Ash, 702-303-0333. Sam and Ash, because you deserve what's right.
Ladies and gentlemen of the faithful, San Francisco 49ers football is on the air.
The juice breaks loose.
Touchdown!